These are high
like, you know that Nirvana song, it smells like teen sex or whatever?
It smells like Teen Spirit.
Teen Spirit, or
it smells like fingering in the back of the charger.
That's what Kurt Cobain wrote over. She's so right. You're so right. Damn.
There we go.
We're on?
We're in.
We're in. We're aired.
Tonight is the podcast featuring the dogs and my phone alarm.
I was like,
honestly, it's kind of perfect timing. Like right at 9:30. That's a good starting point.
I think we did a good job. I think we really, we're hustling.
I mean, that's what happens when you have two full-time boss bitches trying to do an extra project. You gotta work in the extra overtime.
Straight up. Well, I was thinking about it today, and I get in work modes so often that, like, it actually worked out well that you wanted to do it on a day that we were both working, because I was like, I always can have the energy to, like, keep going, and then we don't have to, like, waste a day or whatnot, or...
Yeah, you were like, do you want to reschedule? And I was like, no.
I was hoping you didn't, but I was like, I absolutely understand if she needs to. Like, I'm not going to be, like, a bitch about it. Like, no, we have
Thank you for bringing me food.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
I didn't eat anything today, so that was helpful as hell.
Yo, I ate super late today, too. I was just so behind, and, like, I ate, like, either super late lunch or really early dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like...
You never know. It's one of the other.
Yeah, it's one of the other.
I never make it.
We talked about that last time, too, about just... sometimes eating once a day and then, like, snacking, and that's just, like, how it is.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, G. You can get love, but you can't. This is literally going to be an obnoxious night with my dogs because...
That's okay.
I didn't get a lot of time to play with them either today,
The thing is
it's our life.
and it is our life.
Lifestyle.
I totally understand it.
Sarah also brought us some margaritas.
I did.
So,
some stout margaritas. Very stout. I know you want to be in the podcast too.
Honestly, I should have made little salt rims on them.
I thought about bringing salt.
I have a bunch.
I know you have a lot of salt, so I was like, I don't need the salt.
So salty.
Yeah, we should have done that. We should have done that. Oh well.
Next time.
In our next drink break, maybe.
Yeah, next. Go over and rush them really fast. They're so warm. It is officially probably the hottest this room has been.
It was extremely hot and humid today. It just reminds me how I'm not excited. I'll be excited once it's here. Like,
summer?
There's great things about warm weather, but like
it's already summer.
the pitting is like it's real. It's real.
I'm bad at it too.
So bad.
Always sweaty.
And ever since I switched to that natural deodorant, I'm like, it's me. That's just me.
There you go, Gigi. Get on out of here now. Yeah, I try to close as much as possible, but it will do its best.
Okay, so we talked about going. I've been good. It's been so long since I've seen you.
Honestly, it has been because it's Friday and it's now Wednesday, and I've had a whole day of misery.
That was a whole adventure that day. It was a whole ass adventure. Oh, that was such an adventure. Okay, so I guess that's an update, is we can talk about the local concert that me and you went to. I actually didn't think I was going to make it out and ended up doing it.
Yeah, because we talked about it last week and you were like, oh, I was trying to see if I could get off.
Yeah, I was going to see, and then like it actually worked out super perfect because I was slow because of First Friday, so I was like, I was able to just get the F out of there. And actually,
like a Spice Girl?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I saw you from so far. I was like, that's my... What is her name? What is the... I'm only thinking of Bubbles, but I know that's not her name. What the hell
I
is
can't.
that? Baby Spice. You look like Baby Spice.
Such an outfit. Maybe that's another reason why that chick didn't like us too, but...
Oh yeah, no, that girl just doesn't like us.
No, she did not. She was not a fan.
You did show up. It was perfect.
It was fine.
You did miss the Black Creatures, which is sad because that's the second week I really wanted you to see them. So we're gonna have to go to another one of their shows at some point.
I would be down. They were the people that you were talking about that performed right before them, right? The male and the female little duo. Right. That was a good show. Actually, I actually really enjoyed the show because talking about Band-Aids.
Well, go ahead and introduce the band or the group, I guess.
Yeah, so it was Brass and Bougie. That's my element. I played brass. I played a trumpet for like 7 years of my life, and it just consumed me all of high school. So when she said we were going to this like local concert, you know, and like you were saying that like Dash like raps and stuff, so that was not what I was expecting, but it was like total like jazzy brass ambiance type stuff, and it was dope. It was really cool. And that was like the first time I've heard live music
in so long.
Whole pandemic. Like it was just a wild feeling to just like sit and like get goosebumps from like music again. That was wild. That was cool. And they're honestly, for it being like right by the streetcar and like out of like basically like a moving car, it sounded really good. Like I think they all did a good job. And like crazy. The little light effects that they were doing too looked really cool.
It was wild that I didn't even know that was gonna happen. When we were there, it was just like outside for one, right by the streetcar coming through.
No, yeah.
I mean, it was put on by the streetcar people, so that was kind of cute.
And it was in Union Station.
Outside of it. And at first I was like, every time the truck would go by, I was like, oh, this is gonna be, you know, a problem. But then they started playing and it was so loud. They like were playing out of this van.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it sounded really legit for like
it was official.
The setup that it, you know, kind of looked like, because you know you never know with live concerts and like what people's setup looks like and shit.
A whole band. So Brass and Bougie was like 20 or so people.
A lot of people. So that's like 20 people that you had to correlate the brass like actual music and then like correlate it with like your two like basically performers / rappers up there. It was really good. It was really cool. Cute. And I've never seen that. I've never seen like brass being paired with, you know, rap and freestyle and stuff like that. And then they also did some like incorporations of like improvisation in the jazz, which is like, that's what you call it.
That
like
was
improv.
that's what you
call it. If you didn't know, because
for band knowledge,
I was the trumpet player. But no, like the improv was really cool. Like you could tell they kind of just went off and did their own little thing when they would do their little like brass solos and stuff. So cute.
Like, oh hey, here's our guy on the trumpet.
Yeah, and he would just like go off. It was so cute. And I thought it was so cute that they had those little stands up in front of them. And they just played their little music sheet. It was so cute.
They're like flipping pages while Dash is like rapping.
That's what I'm saying. Like they were going hard, and like these musicians were just like in their zone, just like in concert setting, like playing this stuff. They had the bass up there too. I didn't see that
stand up bass. It was like around the corner. I couldn't see for a minute.
Right.
There's a lot of people
trombones.
there too.
Yeah, that was a decent crowd. They're amped. Everybody's amped to like see concerts and live music. And they were also
cute
really
how they all
good.
had like their little blankets and sitting down on the
and all types of people out there, like straight up.
That's
like,
what I love about Kansas City. I can go somewhere and expect not to just see one type of person. I mean, depending, you can obviously go to that.
Yeah.
Like I went to the Peanut because I was really craving some chicken wings after that Friday, and I didn't get chicken wings. So the next day I went and got chicken wings, my personal favorite from the Peanut, which comes in the full wing, nice and peppered. Anyway, point is, I went in there and I was like, I literally hate this place. I was like, I hate being in here, but I want these wings because everyone was just old and white and drunk and just like too close, and I was like, it's so small, and like I hate it.
We had like
much.
A bar that opened up like right in Waldo. It was like a bar that we hadn't seen. I was like, oh my god, that like it kind of looked like a little hole in the wall, and then like we kind of got closer to it, and it had like all the neon lights, and I was like, man, this is like a total boomer bar. Like we can never go into this.
I'm cool with old people bars.
No,
you remember
absolutely.
my old people bar I used to go to in California, but like
you got me wasted at. Yeah,
just, like,
it was so fun.
It was too small. I want to be able to see them from
It was
afar.
too country bumpkin. At a point, I can embrace it. To another point, it just gets taken too far, and I'm like, it's not my crowd. But
that was it was a great show. It was exciting to see exciting to see. Like, for one, Kadesh playing, because, he's my friend, so it was nice to see him going up there and rapping. He can play, what was that again?
Trombone. I didn't know he could play that too. That is also super tight. Just, you know
super
what?
Talented.
All I'm going to say is I'm going to give you guys an update whenever I break out my trumpet again, because now I'm, like, super inspired, because I'm like, it's super cool to, like, play an instrument even when you're older, so.
And your mom told you she would bring it out for you?
Oh, yeah, dude. She literally kept that and was like, just when you're again, sweetie, I know you will someday.
And then the other performer, who I don't really know at all, but Kimmit.
That was with, yeah.
He is Kimmit.
Kimmit, okay.
He is opening a new brewery next year.
Really?
Like, first black-owned brewery in Kansas City kind of thing. I'm very, very excited. Something I'll have to look it up again, but...
Oh, that's awesome. Good for him.
I got excited because I was like, when is this thing opening? Because he, like, retweeted Boulevard Brewery saying, like, oh, hey, we're... excited to come and have a beer at your brewery, and I was like, man, is it soon? And then I looked at it, was like 2022, and I was like,
that's like my whole life. I just want everything to be open right now, and it's just, everybody has to kind of be at their own pace, but yeah, it was super cool. Also, he was really, really good at performing.
They both were killing it, yeah.
Were they?
They even did like a cover.
Yeah, they did. I can't think of the cover of the song that they were doing though.
Me neither.
At the time, I was just...
Everyone was into it though, because as soon as they were like, oh, I know this rap song, everybody was hyped.
Did they do Bad and Bougie? Because they were...
I don't remember.
Maybe it was because they're Brass and Bougie. I felt like that they did a cover of that for just a minute, but... Anyways, either way, it was really cool. And it lasted a while. Like, I didn't expect it...
It's been a while.
You just never know how, like, some performers, it could just be, like, a couple songs and they're out, but, like, they performed for a while. It was good. It was chill.
And we adventured around the city a little bit after that.
We did. It was quite the adventure.
Dude.
That was like an all-night thing, actually, now that thinking about it.
It didn't end until I fell down the stairs.
Yeah, dude. And I kept thinking, oh man, it was so late that I was having a hard time getting an Uber to come pick us up.
Yeah, I remember that too.
And we kept getting dropped, dude. We just kept getting dropped. I was like, we're forever staying over here.
When it finally came, I was like, no, don't go now.
No, straight up, you were. Because like all of our friends were like kind of dipping out at the time. I think it was like, we were all winding down at a point, 4 in the morning. We're winding down.
It's hard.
It's not midnight. No, it's like, it's the next day.
Yeah, by a lot. So we ran to get, like, kind of on another thing I wanted to talk about was we went to this place that was a pizza place.
KC Pizzeria.
Yeah. So I see something says Pizzeria, and everyone says they're going to buy chicken wings. And in my head, every time I've ever had chicken wings from a pizza place, they just don't hit right. They just don't hit right,
And understandable.
I mean, it's like, I'm not gonna buy chicken wings at Domino's, and I don't know. I get that that's a common duo, but usually if they have a pizza place, they're focusing on the pizza, and then the chickens are...
Right, that's just kind of like on the back burner, like...
So I didn't order any, and then y'all got chicken wings, and I tasted like 2 of them, and I was like...
They were so good. I even got, like, I kind of went out, I was going to get, like, a saucy wing, but I got the dry rubbed wings, the Cajun one, and they still were so good. They were just, like, a nice wing. It was good. They're really good. It was fire. It took us, like,
it was hella sad.
8 years to get our food, but we were drinking, and it didn't matter. And then we were having our own little, like, smoke sesh outside, and... But it was so funny too, because like we got back, we're like, our food has to be there. It has to be like cold at this point, and like it still hadn't arrived.
But it was worth it for y'all. I didn't order anything because I just ate, and I was like, I don't need to order food, and then I was hella sad. I did the typical girl problem.
You did, because then we ended up going like all night, and then like you think about it, like you should have had that extra little like something in your tummy to like.
I felt like I was okay though.
You did a fine job, honestly.
Because we had some drinks there. We went to that adventure place that I've never been to, and you never been there either. I forgot. It's called
Black Panther.
That was what it was called? No, it's just called The Panther.
The Panther?
Probably. It probably isn't called Black Panther.
I thought it was. I felt like it was. Maybe I'm just seeing that because I'm visualizing the Black Panther that was like
it's
on
funny
the logo.
Yeah. Oh, what? Did they have a logo?
Yeah, on the front of the door they did. It was hard to see with all the other jungle shit they had going on in taxidermy.
It was just covered in taxidermy. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, I knew it. I was like,
I forgot about that too.
I don't know how,
because I blocked those things out. So, for context, I'm terrified of taxidermy, and as my friends slowly get to know me, they find that out pretty quickly for the most part, because everywhere you go has taxidermy.
In California, and I think you had brought up taxidermy in Casey when I first met you, but I didn't realize like how serious it was. And then we went to a bar when you had moved out to Cali, and we were so parched. We had been walking for so long, and the only reason why we even stopped to go in there was because we were so thirsty. And you just had to like. That was when I saw you like have your like actual meltdown from your taxidermy. I was like, this is like a real thing.
So we went to this place, and like we got recommended to go because it was like kind of like a. They were saying like it's such an experience, but honestly I don't know what the experience. It was covered in like jungle stuff. It was pretty cool.
It's just like it's so hipster. It's just something new.
Very hipster.
So
I wasn't expecting it to be so hipstery. When, like,
honestly,
all these people were like
fit in. We were too grungy for that place at that point, but that's okay.
But
we were having a lot of fun though.
When we went there, it was nice, but the bartender was from a different bar that I'd seen like 2 years ago, and he was like genuinely cool about the whole taxidermy thing, because like the line leads up to this little bar, and there was this giant hog head there that didn't even have a back. Huge. It was just disgusting. Like, and I don't do well with the hogs, especially because like they're.
I will say
really
that one was
gross.
The most. And it had its mouth open. It just like disgusting. It just like gross.
It was gross. It was like
not that I'm
cricket and stuff.
Affected
but and I was like inching my way to this half of the bar because like I was like I'm, mildly tipsy and ready to overcome this hog head. And then, like, the bartender was like, oh, come on over here to this side, like, come get your drink. And I was like, because it was, like, right under the head. I was like, no, I can't.
What was funny is, like, you kept going forwards and would, like, go back, and then he was just like, okay, I guess you don't want to drink. And you were like, it's the taxidermy. And he was like, but they were being nice about it. They were like, oh, we'll take it down.
I was like, no, I got this.
You were like, no, I have to beat this.
To overcome this.
It was funny. And there was a deer in there too.
Got that one down. Deer heads are more common, and I'm pretty good with them as long as they're not like giant elk. Monty's gonna be chewing on a rope around here a little bit now.
She said no way.
And then ran into a person from high school, of course. Typical.
Yeah, typical shit.
But it was honestly a good little reintroduction.
It wasn't like a cringy, like, get me out of this moment type reunion. Yeah. Because, like, some of those high school reunions, and you know what's the worst?
Wait.
What?
When did you graduate?
12.
So you can go to your reunion next year?
Yeah.
Are you gonna go?
I don't know.
I wish I would have gone, but mine was 2020, so...
Oh, damn. You think you would go to
I would have flown from California.
I'm on the fence. I don't know if it's going to be that time or not.
Come on. I mostly, what I learned coming back to Kansas City, like, when I wanted to go to my high school reunion, I was mostly just, like, a flex thing, I think. Kind of. I don't know. I was just like, I just want to go really bad.
It's like a flex thing.
Yeah. I want to go and flex. I want to flex. Let's flex. Like, let's all fight. I want to go.
That's so you.
I want to go.
That's like your freaking competitive side.
But now I feel like I want everyone to know that I'm okay. Because, like, after I've met all of these people again, after not knowing them for years, they're all like, I'm so glad that you turned out to be who you are, even though your stepdad was an asshole, or like all these different things about like you were a little weird because I saw your family was controlling your life. Like, it's good to see that you're like doing good now, and I'm like, I really want everyone to know that I'm okay, because like I found out people are worried about me.
Well, and like high school's just such a weird transition for people. Like, my senior year, like, my parents had divorced, so like all of it was just weird. All of it was just a weird time, and like my parents were super like
in high school
dictative. Yeah, senior year. It was kind of one of those things where you kind of saw it coming. Yeah, it was a wild ride, trust me. My 19-year-old stage is something I will never revisit. So glad I got over that, but milestones. But what I was gonna say is, like, you know when like
this is the trauma episode.
Yeah. This is where we talk about like all of our crazy shit. But like those like high school reunions where like you see the people out and like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be that person that's like super a bitch to people, but it's like people that like try to be super tight with you and you were like, you were a bitch. Yeah. You were. I did not like you. Like, why are you coming up to me acting like we're friends right now? Yeah. Those are the worst kind of like back away type of reunions, but it's super fun to like see somebody that like you actually. I was on one of my days off a couple days ago, I just had to clean out a bunch of like crap out of this. Tons of drawers of just stuff I'd kept from like high school and stuff.
Aww.
I came across all those freaking. Do you remember those? You would get like your senior Pigsty, you would have the wallet ones, you'd pass them out to your friends. Did you ever do that? I had so many of them for my friends. Like that must have been such a thing. I don't even know how
have some left over because you don't have enough
all
friends.
Of them.
Oh, you didn't give them out?
No.
Oh,
I had all of my friends like senior
you
pigs.
had.
I didn't realize I had so many. I didn't even realize that was like such a thing, and now it like brought back the memory that like that was super popular to like give your little wallet senior pics out to people. I had so many of them. I was like, I forgot about all these people. It was so funny.
I was probably too cool. I probably thought I was too cool. I mean, nah, I was definitely not too cool. I probably
That's also
thought
what I
I
like to
was
do.
too cool. I was such a hipster in high school, and I just like kept
it going.
being,
Kept it going until it was cool.
Yeah. Now everything's cool, and I am
It's
cool.
just like how you've always had that like e-girl, like emo-ish look to yourself,
Bro.
and now it's like super in, especially on TikTok and
I was
stuff.
the original e-girl. Honestly, not the original, because it was like 2015 by the time I was like on the internet. But still was big with the hair and the outfits and things. It was very...
What's funny is like when those like first started trending, I was like,
what do they look like actually?
yeah, this looks like that. That's exactly what I thought.
That's funny. I was tripping watching them. And now, did you see the new fad of y'all alternative? Country, like, alternative girls?
Yes.
I was like, bro, well...
That's actually straight up
us.
Yeah. That was actually how we grew up. That's still how I'm growing up. It's still my life, actually. But, like, I feel like that is super acceptable in our little region that we live in.
Yeah. Midwest.
Because, like, we talked about last time, like...
I could wear cowboy boots tomorrow and no one's gonna look twice.
No, dude, no. That is, it's sensible wear. You could be a rancher. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Like, whatever's sensible is what's in style. So, that's funny. Yeah, so that was a trip. And then we ended up taking it back to your house.
The sirens are so much. All the time. Yeah, then
And
we
we
went
met
back to my
friends.
house. Yeah, I was really excited too. I mean, you've met Glenn before.
Yeah. Briefly,
but
yes. And then we met Corn.
Yeah, that was
And Roxy?
Roxy.
She was so cute.
I was thinking about hitting her up soon again because like I was like thinking about it like 3 days ago. I was sitting here, I was like, I already miss Roxy. I want to hang out with Roxy
so
again.
dope, and she was just down.
Yeah.
She was like low key wanted to go home the whole time, but like totally chilled and
only
like rocked it out.
only at the pizza place. She's
Pizzeria.
like, oh, let's go home. Or no, I think it was even he said we were going home, and then I was like, what? And then she was like, all right.
No, he wanted to. Because he was like, what do you mean we're just...
But then they were out till 3 at our house.
But that's you, like, also being the influencer that you are. No, we're going out. No, we're going to stay out. No, we're going to... Yes. Come on. And then that's all I needed was fuel for somebody else to say it. Because I think I could have gone both ways at that point.
I was ready. Because
like I was stone cold. So were you. We were stone cold sober going to that concert. So I was just like, and it was super fun. I loved the concert. Then while I was eating, so I was like turning down. I was like, well, I could see if somebody else.
I was ordering me doubles that whole time y'all were eating. I was
this bitch. The whole time we're like trying to like feed ourselves. She's just hammering them back. Yeah, that was.
And then
I paced myself that night. I really did.
Dude, the worst thing was when I went and got that really fancy bar drink, or that drink at the very last drink I got, when I was like, oh, just like an old fashioned, and he was like, can I make you something better? And I was like, okay. And he made me something with whiskey, but then he topped it with some like Cabernet wine or something. Honestly, it was really slapping, but y'all ruined it so fast because like there was somebody else that had way too much whiskey in their glass, and we needed to leave. Like we were trying to go home.
Yeah, we were
to my house.
To, like,
nobody had a drink. We were trying to leave.
calling last call. They were picking up like glasses around us, and like I knew we were being obnoxious.
Had a ton of whiskey. And so I was talking to somebody over here, and I felt like some wetness on my leg, and I look over, and they're pouring the whiskey in my drink.
And it happened to be Jack, which if you've ever tasted Jack, you just you can't mix that with the drink and it not be noticeable. It's just so potent. But I was like, yeah. And then it was so funny because like when they returned, we were like, oh, they're not even gonna notice. They were so drunk. And he was like, yo, what happened to my drink? Straight up. Well, because like poured it in at first, and then like you didn't even notice. You even took a sip, and I was like, and then Roxy was like, do the whole thing. And I was like, okay. So I did it again. I got cocky with it. And of course you were like, bitch, what are you doing? And I was like, and then both drinks really didn't get drank. Actually, one of them did, but you definitely did not touch yours.
Yeah.
So actually it didn't help the situation. Then we bounced out right after.
Yeah.
But it was.
Then I fell down my fucking stairs. Bad.
Sheesh.
Like, I knew it was
before
bad.
or after our Paramore moment?
I haven't rocked out to Paramore since I was a teenager,
so
but I don't know why we turned it on, and I was gone. I was in Paramore mode for...
You were.
I lost it. I couldn't stop.
Mode. And it was so funny, too, because, like, we were all vibing, but, like, me and Roxy were vibing to this music. We're, like, talking about it, like, what we were doing in that time, and, like, literally, you're, like...
watching your head on the cabinet.
Just, like...
I was going in.
Oh, you were going in. You were like, why was this ever not cool?
I probably didn't think it was cool in high school. I was probably like, Paramore's so dumb. And I was like secretly slapping it.
Oh, absolutely. It was the hair. It was the grasping the microphone and like the
one where she's like in the dark. In a tiny room.
Ignorance.
Yeah, she's got and it's like got the light with the and she's like pulling it from the yeah, so good.
Such a good moment. Yeah, we had a Paramore moment. You fell down the stairs.
It was
fell.
Bad.
I was around the corner and I heard you thud. And it honestly sounded just like the time I had fallen like a few weeks back. So I knew. And then you just sat there in like pain. You sat there, and I was like, I know how bad that hurts. Like when you have nothing else to say because you're just in such pain.
I knew it was bad whenever I looked up, and everyone was just like.
I didn't know if you were gonna come out of that just like hysterically crying, or if you were just gonna come out of it like you did.
Yeah.
Which was like sat there for a long ass time, embraced the pain that you were in, and then just kind of like tried to walk it off.
I was like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then I woke up the next morning.
I knew you were
could not get up. Like I went like this. I was like, oh my god. Like I was like, I could not get myself out of the. I had to like. And then I like realized I screwed up. My ass was bruised. Mm-hmm. I showed her before this. It's bruised.
Very bruised. Like deep. You could tell it was deep. Like it just went. Like you just.
But my back, and I've never felt this before. Like I've never felt.
This is 30, bitch.
I know. Like I've been so excited to turn 30, and now I'm thinking about it, and I'm so clumsy. Like I'm the clumsiest person I know. Everyone knows this. Like I fall and trip, and I'm literally wearing a band-aid on my finger from just something stupid I was doing earlier. And like it's always been cute and funny. Like not cute necessarily for me, but like it's like quirky and cute. Funny. Like it's just funny. Like I'll trip and it's funny. Now.
No, I'm actually scared. Physically will break yourself.
I'm like, what if I trip and fall down the stairs again? Like earlier I was on this step stool and I like lost my balance. I was like, oh my god! Like I was genuinely terrified at this point. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be such a scaredy cat. Because I could have fallen back on this green screen or something like on my back, and I was already like in a ice brace today and hot cold ice.
You really were.
For the past 2 days I've been doing that hot ice.
Do you have icy hot?
I have just like this thing you can microwave and you can freeze and it's like beads.
No,
but I'm literally going to the doctor on Friday to make sure my back is aligned and I don't crack a rib or nothing.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. I set an appointment and everything. I'm really proud of myself.
So I set an appointment for my car to get looked at for my AC. I feel super adulting right now. But yeah, that's
adulting and growing up hard. But I'm literally going to be like 45 years old, like investing and getting a life alert.
I was literally, and I don't. Sometimes, like, on my way to work, like, Church of Laszlo is always on, 96.5. And it's, like, about the only talk show that, like, I'll listen to.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah, they're funny.
They're
I think
funny
one of them's retiring, actually, is what I heard today, or coming out the show.
I only
or something.
know, isn't it Slim and Fast? My memory is.
It's two guys. I can't tell you by name. I don't pay attention that much. And then there's, like, a woman on there that does
Meredith
commentary.
used to be who was in high school, but I don't know.
No, I think it's somebody different, because they were talking about, like, the crazy girl that used to be on it, and now, like, she was wild, wasn't she? I act like I don't listen, and I feel like I know their whole lives. But
yeah.
It's just like intermittently I'll listen to them, but they were talking about like exercising and like vitamins and like the older you get, like how important that shit is. Because they were talking about like he was like I even tried to set a low goal of like 10 push-ups a day, and he was like I can't even fucking do that.
Oh no.
And it's like
I could do 10 push-ups.
Yeah.
Well, never now. My back hurts.
You can't though.
I could.
You screwed up your back.
Oh yeah, I could. Yeah, I would numb at the back.
But no, and I totally feel that because like I regularly started taking vitamins because I was like energy levels get wild and life's busy, and then my feet constantly hurt.
You always talk about your feet.
Dude, and I know it too. I'm gonna be that woman with the decrepit, like deformed, arthritis looking toes. I just know it. I just know that's how it's gonna be. But yo, I can't. I understand why people say like wearing sensible shoes. Like I never understood like how could it hurt that bad? Because like I remember even wearing like Converse, you'd break them in, and like the flat. It was fine.
Yeah, like, you would be so like I don't know. I feel like I
shit ass shoes.
They're horrible
shoes.
I love Converse. I have some. I love them. I would wear them, but I would never wear them all day anymore. But they're so flat.
So flat. And like there's just something about them. They're so narrow. So narrow.
I do like that though. I have really narrow feet. I have a narrow feet. So I enjoy that part of Converse.
It's just too narrow for my long ass toes, but yeah, dude.
I know so much about your feet. I could probably like draw them.
I'm telling you, it's a real thing. My feet hurt all the time now. Oh my gosh. Like I get nervous when I haven't picked out like a sensible shoe or a shoe that like if I'm going to be doing something all day and I didn't really think it through, like that's the first thing I go to. I'm like, oh shit.
No, I definitely learned when I come home, I immediately take off my Docs now. Instead of trying to go up those tiny little stairs and down those tiny little stairs with my giant honkers.
When did you learn that night?
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what else I learned that night? Is to always trust Kansas City food. Like, I am never gonna go to a pizza place and be like, I can't eat the wings. It's a pizza place. I will literally eat everything from everywhere now, at least to give it a chance.
And I will say this,
Kansas City food slaps so hard.
So hard. Well, and
better than everywhere I've been. It's always local. It's always like little tiny spots.
And everybody's obsessed with it being local. Like
I am.
Don't not be.
They make all their food with love everywhere I go. It's just like they spend the time on it, and they just like give me like and it's beautiful.
It's like SpongeBob with his Krabby Patties. Yeah. It's basically what Kansas City is if we were to describe it.
I had a fight with someone, a friend. It was like an argument, but they always do things to get under my skin. Pop, shout out Pop, I guess. He was like, what makes Kansas City barbecue so much better? And I gave all these reasons, and he just was like still on my head about it. No.
Let me just say, from a perspective, like coming from Oklahoma, I never was a big fan of barbecue. Like there's really good barbecue at some places, but it's just not the same. And when I got here, I love barbecue now. I love barbecue. I used to not understand the fad with barbecue sauce and like why people liked it. I was like, that shit's
barbecue
nasty.
Sauce. Like barbecue sauce that you get anywhere, I hate it.
No. But like
barbecue sauce though?
It is good. It's tangy.
Yeah, some mustard based in there sometimes.
Yes, it's so good. And they have all types.
Like that's why you could have any kind you want. The vinegar based ones too.
Bro, there's literally a store on the plaza. It's like a made in Kansas City store, and they have like every like local Kansas City barbecue like bottled for you, so that you can just choose whatever
sauce you want.
And it's so good.
Even when I go to someone's house, they're making good barbecue.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and people know how to barbecue because they've been around barbecue their whole lives. Like, it's a different animal up here, and totally.
But like, I'm not gonna. For one, I haven't been to South Carolina, or I haven't eaten their barbecue anyway.
Do they have good barbecue there?
Yeah, so South Carolina barbecue is a thing. I think even there's another like big name one other than Texas. Like it's Texas, Kansas City, maybe St. Louis, but I haven't eaten barbecue in St. Louis before, and I can imagine it might be similar enough. I don't really know much about St. Louis. And then South Carolina, I'm pretty sure is one of the other like leads on this. I don't know anything about South Carolina barbecue. Texas barbecue, I feel like, is also really good. Got excited. Jesus Christ, I can't even cough. My back hurts so bad. Texas barbecue, also really good, but focus is mostly on like the meat smoke versus the whole overall like the sauce or whatever, like, and then everyone in Texas is like, if you have good barbecue you don't need sauce, and I'm like, I get it.
So that's such a thing.
I understand that. However, why not have the best of everything?
I love sauce. I'm a saucy person. I want sauce, I want condiments, I want all of it. I want it to not be dry. And don't get me wrong, if you do barbecue right, it's not dry, but like you still don't get the sauce.
But I mean, I want a great smoke and
sauce
and pickles and all that shit.
Yes,
and Kansas City hits all of those marks. They smoke real nice too. I will say Texas maybe has
what's your favorite barbecue
cows.
place?
I don't know.
What would be your go-to barbecue place here?
It's such a toss-up for me between two, though. 2.5.
Okay.
Because I really like Gates for the convenience.
Okay.
And the flavors, obviously.
And it's so funny if you've ever been to Gates. You literally have to, like, yell out your order.
Yeah.
Like, you show up and you're
you
like...
don't get your tray. They're like, get your tray. Like,
oh, yeah,
hi, how are you?
fast-paced.
You're like, okay.
People, like...
You know Latrell works there now, yeah?
Does she?
Perfect for her, right?
So perfect.
Perfect for her. She works on State Line. You can go and see her at your job, after your job, before your job or something. Yeah, she works like 9 to 5-ish.
That's the shit. I'm gonna be like, Latrell, she'll be like, who the fuck are you?
No, she'll remember you. She's good with faces. I think she'll remember you.
Good for her.
Anyway, so Gates
is good.
I like their hot barbecue sauce as well. I also love their nooners. They're cheap. They're easy. Get them in the afternoon. The nooners are the sandwiches. I think they're only like $5, and it's like a crap ton of meat on just like some bread. But like, you know, it's just a shit ton of meat, and they're like $5, like anytime between like 12 and 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
So super good, bang for your buck. And then the other one is Arthur Bryant's, because that's just so unique. Like the sauce is so unique.
See, I've heard about Arthur Bryant's. I've never had it.
Really?
I have a bar guest that like
just like 5 minutes.
Does not stop talking about Arthur Bryant's, but and he says it's really good. He also says, it's up the street. I don't know why. I think it's just because I go to it often because of like their outdoor seating, and I've just eaten it a lot. Eaten it. I really like Char Bar.
It's not as bad as I expected it to be.
It's
because I mean, to me that place is God, I forgot the name of the venue that it used to be, the Beaumont Club. So this place used to be a venue that I went to concerts at.
Like patio.
You know, see how it's like got the levels.
That's what I'm saying.
Too?
I was like, a barbecue joint having this
like where the bar is used to be the stage.
Yeah.
And everything on that side near the patio was like the backstage.
That makes sense.
And all of the other seating for that little like the party area and in further, I'm pretty sure something else was there that they, I don't know, maybe that's what they cooked the kitchen or something. I don't really know, but it used to be
like an outdoor kitchen or
I'm not sure how they remodeled it, I think, but they told me that the bar used to be the stage. That's all and so in my head I'm trying to memorize this, but like I was a kid when I went to not a kid, but like smaller. 18, 19, when I went to these shows, and like that's where I saw Hanson.
Oh my god.
Legitimately. Way too old to be seeing Hanson, but I was like, I'm finally getting to see Hanson.
You couldn't live out your childhood dreams, so like you have to do it early. Yeah,
I was very excited. That I actually saw them twice there. I'm not gonna lie.
It reminds me of a place that we went to in Tulsa. It's called Kane's Ballroom. Anybody that is somewhat in that area knows what Kane's Ballroom is. It's to the point where like, and it's like a dirty, dingy concert venue, but like everybody plays there, and for some reason it's so fun. It's like to the point where people have mosh pitted so bad that like the floors, when people start doing it, are sinking, so you can feel yourself like elevating when it happens.
I hate that.
I was not a fan of it too much. I actually saw Mac Miller there, and it was a really fun concert, RIP, and my cousins were there randomly, talking about cousins, like randomly showing up to shit. And I was like, what the hell?
That's what happens when you have 50 cousins.
That's what I'm saying. Like, big old families, they just show up anywhere. And then it's just like, it's like the best feeling ever. You just like see somebody in the crowd, I'm like, what? Where are my cousins coming from?
That's so fun. I wish I lived close to I bet if we went to go visit your hometown, I would see my cousins, because they're all in Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah.
We should
go to... We can cuss here. It's okay. We are allowed to cuss.
Did you see how I highlighted that? I was like, should we cuss? Like, you said one that was so vulgar last time.
I said something vulgar?
It wasn't bad. You just said, like, God, fuck. It's fine. Some people kind of take offense to that, but that's okay. I wouldn't.
In my head, I keep trying to act... Or, like, I've been... I heard something to me. We're not much of like physical people, and every time we ever touch, I'm always like, no.
No, yeah, it's like, oh, sorry. Oh, well, why are we sorry? It's fine.
She was helping me pin my dress earlier, and I was like this, and I was like, oh, am I in your way? I don't know how. I don't know what to do with my
pin it. Becoming, you know.
Anyway, we should go to Oklahoma.
Yo,
together.
We should. It'd be super fun. Tulsa in general, you'll enjoy it a lot. It's a lot like Kansas
Tulsa
City.
in a long
and it's,
time.
for some reason, the last 5 years has really, like, blown out. We talk about, like, super hipster
my brother
type
told me
vibes.
the same thing.
It's so cool.
He went down there and came back and was like, I love Tulsa. And I was like,
It's fucking cool.
Where did that
you get,
come
like,
from?
lots of speakeasies and crazy. The bar scene has just gotten, like, when I had a fake and was in my crazy 19-year-old stage, those are stories for another time, but all of downtown was, like, country, like, you know, two-step-in bars and a lot of, like, Coors Light drinking people and just not the vibe. And it wasn't me. It was so not me. I boycotted that so hard that I was like, fuck this place, man. And then, like, all those bars, besides, like, the staples that kind of stayed in Tulsa that are, like, super chill, have stayed. But then everything else has just, like, revamped itself. And it is, like, such a cool fucking scene. It's so cool. We should go. We should, like, make a trip down there. That would be a fun-ass trip.
Down.
And you get to see all my crazy-ass family.
Hell yeah.
At least the ones that matter. Oh, my God.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to be pretty selective with mine when we go down there. But
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you would just meet, like, my dad and my mom. Oh, my God.
Do
I could tell you.
down there?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and one of them's, like, really, like, getting their shit together right now, and they're trying to, like, you know, better their lives, so I get it. So he doesn't, like, come around as much, but, like, one of them, Gavin, he's tight. Like, he'll hang out almost any time.
Gavin. That's such a name.
Such a Midwest name, bro. Gavin. My brother's middle name's Wayne. Grady. Grady old down at the
Grady at the
race horse
on
track.
The tractor.
On the tractor. Yeah, such a country name. Honestly, I never heard a name like that. So I even remember when my mom was like, "Yeah, we're naming him Grady."
He sounds like he has a Coors Light tattoo on his chest.
He should. I mean, he's in the service. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
I'm back with that.
I one time.
Bad tattoos.
I'm not. God, I really just don't
so
know if I
many
want to
good
tell
ones.
the story.
No, let's do it.
Dad, if you're listening, don't listen to this. I one time, like, snuck out. Don't listen to this, Dad. I one time snuck out to go and just hang out with this guy.
Oh, I was totally upfront with my mom later on in life, and she absolutely hated it at a family gathering about me sneaking out. But I was like, what are you gonna do now?
I only sneaked out at my dad's house because I could have never got away with it at my mom's house. Like, they had all sorts of strict
booby
stuff.
traps.
And my dad went to bed at like 9 o'clock. And one time my brother came down there with me. And my brother, Sean, so like the fun one that like did, I mean, Shane's fun too. A different kind of fun. Yeah. Sean's like the wild fun.
A riot. A firecracker.
He brought weed down there. We had it in my dad's pastor home, you know? Like, it was, and we would just go outside.
Your dad's a pastor.
I know.
I don't know. You're a pastor's daughter. I no fucking wonder you are the way you are. Okay, continue.
So we'd go out and smoke or whatever, and but this was like right at the beginning of me smoking weed, and like I'm saying this as if I'm like I know I'm realizing that this story sounds like I'm
I just want to know
because I was like 19.
19?
I started smoking when I was 19, yeah. But I mean,
okay, about the same.
The very first thing I ever did was smoke weed. The very next thing I did was get drunk, and the very last thing I ever did was kiss a boy. I was like so backwards.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, smoke weed first, let's go. But anyway, so we would go smoke weed in the back, and then, like, this was all like after my dad went to bed at 9 o'clock, you know? Smoke weed, hang out, we'd watch scary movies, and I was still like new to all of this or whatever, so like I'd be like, I gotta go get some water, like I can't, my throat's on fire. And then...
Did you do it in the house?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're wild, dude.
No, we were just went outside. It was Texas, it's warm. But then I was like, I got picked up by this dude that I knew, and kind of, like, we went just hang out.
Sorta, enough?
And he was just, like, drinking Coors Light all night, and I was like, man, let me have one. And I tasted it, and I was like, bro, this is disgusting. And then he was like, what are you trying to say?
Oh, no.
Full on, the two mountains on his chest right there, and I was just like... And later on, you know, in that moment, I was like, I'd like to go home, you know, soon anyway, because you're drinking a lot of beer, and, like, it's gross, and I don't want any of this, and I'm bored. So I went home, and then, like, you know, years later, I'm looking back, and I'm like, God, oh my God.
That is such... now that I'm thinking about it, the shitty Midwest tats that you see down here...
Can we talk about how that one guy had the same tattoo as me, but his was birds coming out of a feather?
Oh my gosh!
And I was like,
funny?
bagging on
birds coming out of a feather. You have a bird. I have a feather on my side. It's the same. We all live the same life.
We got hit by the 2013 tattoo, the fads.
And it was my first tattoo, and I was like, man, this is so cool.
So cool.
Original.
You're Cherokee.
So that's what I said. That's what I told myself to make myself feel better. What I still tell myself, but I'm like, bitch, the shit that's like popular down here
Lord,
for tattoos,
so hot.
or like the douchey like name on the back of like your shoulder blades or back of
What name? Like your last name?
last name was yes, dude. Like especially with like football players or like somebody that was in sports. Like I sort of kind of was seeing a dude at the time, and his last name was Ford. He had a Ford logo on his back. This can't get any worse than that. And it was, but at the time, and it's like a funny thing, I guess. Like people lightly, you know, will just get something super permanent tatted on their bodies, and it's not like,
don't think about it.
no, you absolutely don't until you are forced to later on. Oh my gosh! But I've seen so many shitty ass tattoos. Or
You see Monty?
I was literally just.
She loves that. She says thank you. By the way.
I'm glad she likes it because it's too awkward for our narrow ass house, and to be honest, Thor didn't really like it. I don't know why.
Monty loves it. Reggie doesn't ever sit over there, but Monty loves it.
I think it's so big that it feels like a king size for her. She's in a California king right
Monty's
now.
in a huge bed right now.
And it's like memory foam. It's kind of nice. The only shitty thing is trying to wash it. Is like. But anyways, yeah.
Shitty tattoos.
So many of them. At this point, like, we should just start putting up like things that we've seen down here that people have gotten tatted on them and just put it on the screen just so you guys can understand like what we went through and like what we were influenced by, because
a lot of these I'm pretty sure were probably, you know, it hit everyone at that time, but there are some that really hit, especially like it's just I think it's I was thinking about this last week that we met too. Like I really have been trying to dive into what Midwest culture is, and it really just seems like a lack of culture.
The lack
of what Midwest culture is,
and an accumulation of people from all around that have either A, lived in different places, B, not, you know, come back to live in their home.
Because it's just like there isn't like a style of the Midwest. It's like an eclectic group of things from everywhere around here.
We are eclectic. If there was a word to describe Midwest, it would totally be eclectic, which is actually what my house looks like.
Yeah,
eclectic as fuck.
I was talking about you to somebody recently, about your style and your swag. I don't know who I was explaining you to, but I was really
it doesn't make
all
any
the descriptions.
Sense. There's no one word that describes it.
Old lady.
Old lady. Dude, my man.
Old lady swag though. I mean, it's still cool. Like, look at your shirt. Like, your shirt's like.
Look at this. This is actually straight up out of like the 80s.
The cut of it is hella cute.
But this is like actual vintage.
This isn't even a thing.
No, I know. The buttons kill me. Look at those cute little like swirly buttons.
It's like an old lady shirt, but it's
the
fucking
small
cute.
Details.
Yeah. Well,
you get lost in the details. And these like honestly, weird pattern. It's interesting, but yeah.
Old lady dress.
I was talking to my boss, and he absolutely hates everything that I wear outside of. Hates it.
He's like, you don't look sexy enough.
No. He literally told me, he was like, you were dressing the way that I was dressing in like the 80s and like what I grew up in. And I was like, well, that's just how it is.
Hitting exactly what I'm trying to hit then.
Actually, yes. Thank you very much. That's
I
exactly
appreciate
what I'm trying
compliment.
to. Thank you. And he's like, I hate it. I'm like, I am not taking advice from somebody who wears flip-flops and dad jeans and a baseball cap. Sorry.
Oh, the typical Kansas City man outfit? Does he have a beard?
The chief
he
shirt
works at a restaurant,
and the Royals and the Royals hat and the beard. Oh yeah.
Oh, he does have a beard?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you throw on some glasses, then he's full on the most Kansas City man. Like I've never. The worst was when I went to that fucking Peanut when I was like, man, I love these wings. I was really glad to be there, but I went there after a Royals
it's
game.
Just too much.
I went there after a Royals game, and everybody came in wearing all their Royals gear, being drunk as shit, and just like, I don't know why it was triggering me. I wasn't drinking, maybe it was I just really wanted my chicken wings, and it was like a 40-minute wait at that point, so I was like...
Well, and like, if you actually pay, and if you're paying attention to your surroundings and like seeing the vibe of people, it's like when we went to that bar that night at the Jungle or whatever it was. It also
Panther.
had super Arizona vibes in the bathroom, and the one bathroom really freaked me out.
I was cool with it because I was just in and out.
So
but then while I was like washing my hands was when
it's weird.
Dude from high school was like, "Oh, are you?" Or because I looked at him. You know, whenever you see someone, you know them, but you don't know why.
And you can't stop looking at them.
Because I was just like, I looked at them, and they were like looking at me, like,
I know you.
And I was like,
And I know you.
And he was like, you do. And I was like, I do know you. And he was like, Jared. And I was like, Bukowski. Like, I knew his last name. Immediately was very excited to see him. But it's always, I was washing my hands. I was like, I don't know. Why are you looking? Because also,
you never want to.
I forgot this. Also, I went to the state fair for 2 minits, literally, because it was so packed.
Okay, so I saw your tweet about it, and low-key I got some FOMO from it, because I was like, But I know I low-key didn't have the time that day, but I did see your tweet, because you said something like, what did you say? Sorry.
Said my name. Somebody said my name. I was walking, trying to follow my friend, because we were leaving. We were like, there's just too many people. I don't even know why we came here. Like,
was there a lot of people?
You couldn't do anything if you wanted to do anything. I just wanted to look at people.
I had one of my employees text me and they were like, Sarah, you would love the fair. You need to come out right now.
If you want to wait in line
nah.
for an hour anytime
and
you want to do anything.
it was super hot that day, so I couldn't
went
imagine.
at night, so it wasn't that
bad. Okay. It was like during the day, mostly like kind of
Saturday
early evening.
But I go where I'm trying to leave. I'm like, can you shut that door? Sorry. I'm just hearing noises around. So I'm trying to leave, following my friends to not like get lost, and they're rushing, so I'm like rushing after them, and I just hear the Buttress, and I was like, and I turn around and he's right here too, and I was like, hi, but like my fists were up like this for some reason. I was like, hi.
I was saying hi, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
So it looked like I was about to punch him or something, and I was like, hi, and he just like looked at me back, and he didn't know what to say, and I didn't know what to say, because I don't recognize him right off the bat, because most of the time, like, if I don't see you, you know, like, on my stream, I only see their names, I don't see their faces, you know, often, unless it's like some special event or something, so I don't know who you are, and you don't, like, know me in person, so we're just staring at each other, my fists are up, and then I just like just left. I just like left and followed my friend. I don't know what to say. I was like, you know, it's been a long quarantine. Nobody's recognized me in a long time, and I
went home.
No. He responded to my tweet, thank God, because I was like, I gotta tweet about this to like say sorry, because I can't. What a horrible like experience. I was about to say,
he probably went home and was like, what the fuck did I do? What? So you're over here like
hi. So I was like tweeted, and I was like, I'm sorry for yelling hi at you with my fists up. Like, that wasn't my intention.
You were like, quarantine hit me hard.
Yeah, quarantine was a hard, long time.
I actually saw the tweet, and I was like, this bitch.
But he responded and was like, I honestly didn't know what to say either. I was a little like, so it was kind of funny, and we moved on. But it was a little bit of a trippy situation. That was like where it really hit me that I went through quarantine. Because normally I'm like, oh, hey, like, what's up? What's your name? Like, you know, it's la la la. But I was like, there's a bazillion people around me, and I don't know what to do right now. I don't know where my friends went.
Especially somebody coming up to you and like associating you and calling you Buttress, like, you're probably thinking like,
I went up to them is the funny part. They were in line, and I just cut them in line to leave, and like as I did it, they were like, Buttress right here, and I was like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck?
Straight up.
So yeah, it was,
dude, I get that all the time. Or when somebody like touches me not in an inappropriate way, or just like brushes me, or like, you know, touches me and I'm not like
prepared for it.
It just, I'm instantly in like geared mode. I'm like, what is touching me? And then I'm like, why was I acting like that? I'm being a weirdo. I'm sorry.
Seattle taught me that, because people in Seattle just don't touch each other at all. And
I can imagine.
At one point I went from Seattle to Texas, after being in Seattle for like 5 years. Then went to Texas, got a job at like GameStop or something, and my coworker like came up and was like, hey, by the way, whenever and I went like this. She was like, yo, whoa, and I was like, why did you touch my shoulder? And he was like, I mean, I was just trying to...
It's such a thing around here, though.
Yeah.
It's like, you're friendly, you know...
Like, I'm talking to you, yeah.
Like, it's so good to see you. Or, like, sometimes that's how you communicate, is, like, hey, I'm behind you. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just a...
I feel even weird about it.
I know, you really... I saw you, like...
Because I'm such a weird...
And it's just, it's so normal. Or, like, people hold the door open or, like, want to have conversation with you, which can get kind of annoying, but, like, you know, I never not appreciate the conversation when somebody's just, like, super sweet, but people are just nice. People are just... Not everybody, you know. But for the most part, as
on
the majority.
The inside. But on the outwardly,
it's just like,
everyone's outwardly
for instance, is this like it is in Seattle? Do you... Okay... It's engraved in me. I don't know why I do it. If, like, for some reason, if I'm driving down the road and either I'm waiting for somebody or I can see, like, maybe somebody on the sidewalk, like, it's just a wave. Do you ever just, like, wave? No. You just, like, you're on your steering wheel and you wave at them. It's just showing that you see them, you recognize them.
You're gonna be that person at the four-way stop that's like, no, you go. No, you go.
I do. I'm like, if I'm in a conversation, I'm, like, telling them to go. I'm like, y'all go. I'm talking to somebody else
you're,
right now.
Rolling down the window like, come on ahead, you can go.
3 people, let's go. I have nowhere to be right now. I will say,
I hate being at an intersection with anybody out here because I know they should be going, but then they're like, and then so I like wait because I'm like, wait, and then so I start going, but then they start going. I'm like, Gah! Like just let me go or you go. Like stop being nice.
The niceness about it is just almost
honestly
overkill.
Great being out here because I'm like I was a driver in the West Coast.
Or you almost just never even, if you're a woman, you almost never have to open the door. Like if you're walking behind somebody.
That is honestly nice. I know that like you're supposed to hate that or whatever.
I don't hate that. I mean that's so nice, and I do that for other people too.
I don't like doing anything.
Like if somebody's behind me, absolutely, that's just something you do. You hold the door open for somebody.
Yeah.
Do you not? You're probably just one of those people who just like somebody's walking directly behind you and you're just like.
No, I don't know.
I don't want to do it in that awkward way, like if you're like 10 miles off and I'm like...
You would. I know you would though. You are that person. I can see it.
I still have somewhere to be. I still have to like, I still gotta get my shit done, but I'm gonna be nice about it too. No, it's such a thing. Like even my asshole dad, who can be super a dick sometimes, it still has those like mannerisms. Like you wave if somebody's walking down the street, you wave to somebody. If like you're pulling into your neighborhood, especially if you see your neighbor. Like I know my neighbors. I know when my neighbors drive and like they wave. Like when they, it's just.
My neighbors ignore me right now, but.
Well, that's okay. You know.
I can see maybe why. I don't know. Maybe not. But in California, Seattle, like, no one talks to nobody. And
that's
then
what
so
I'm saying. Nobody is
hear,
like intervening in your life, or and in some ways it's
like,
really
we don't
nice.
Hug or
it's really nice because like in a way where it can be really obnoxious is like family members really get up in your business. They're like, if you're off even just a little bit, they're like, Ashley was off tonight. Why do you think that is? Maybe she has an eating disorder. Who knows?
Oh,
maybe she's going through
on
something.
heroin or
you know, like it's always something. Like if you're not just like prim and proper, ready to like socialize with everybody, if you're even acting a little weird, you're gonna go home from that family reunion or whatever gathering you're at, and those Midwestern women are gonna be like, "Don't you think Ashley was off tonight?"
Yeah, they're super nice to you up front though, don't they?
And then so you kind of have to be on your shit. People are still nice. It's kind of like a weird vibe.
There's just too much. There's still
very
so
involved.
much of that
People
culture.
Yeah.
Like what is that word I'm looking for? That like. There's still those, like, the shit. What is that shit that like.
Like lingers or
no? I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm way off on how I'm trying to describe this right now. Like the. I can't. It's like the judgy way that. They expect you to be able to still like old-minded things, like old-minded times of like, oh well, she's not acting ladylike.
Old-fashioned.
Yeah, old-fashioned-ish kind of vibe. Like,
or
there's still a lot of that old-fashioned culture out here.
Totally is.
And it's like for the most part we really got a lot, but like the whole chivalrous acts is still very prominent. Everyone for the most part dresses really modest.
Very modest, and not only that,
even
but
at clubs and stuff, there's still like coverage and stuff everywhere.
Right, and not only that, but like people that have like, and out here specifically, and you can attest to this, it's graduate high school,
go to nursing school,
maybe go to nursing straight up, go to nursing school, marry, become a stay-at-home mom and have your children. And that is your job. That is what you do. If you don't have children out here...
I literally moved to Seattle and someone was like, what do you want to do when you're older? And I was like, I want to be a mom.
And it's like... And
they're like, what else?
And I feel like...
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like that we're also in a transition right now, especially with women, like... We're in a generation where it's like, women don't have to be moms. You can be a boss-ass bitch, working a lot. I know, I'm like... But you could be, you can be working a lot, you can be working towards something. You don't have to have aspirations to be a mom to, like, and I feel like a lot of women get lost in that. You can have aspirations
to be a mom, but you can also have other aspirations as well. Like,
and I'm not knocking stay-at-home moms. Y'all do your thing. But that is just, it is such a stigma out here. You date, you stay steady with somebody, you get married, you have kids, and that's your life, and you provide for those children. And it's like,
I heard you can lose your teeth getting pregnant today, and you can just lose your teeth.
What? The hair loss was enough for...
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen...
There was this much that convinced me not to ever get pregnant. And there's this much that could happen in getting pregnant. And then you have a kid for the rest of your life that you're responsible for. And you have to be responsible to make them not an asshole. And I can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. Or
my dogs are both assholes.
Yeah. Or... trying to it's just, that's crazy. That's a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot of responsibility to put on yourself.
Right now I'm focused on this podcast. That's my...
This is the baby. This is our baby that we are trying to...
But my dress is stuck to my body right now.
I'm so sweaty. I've just embraced it at this point. Like, if I lift up my armpits, you might be able to see my sweat stains, but...
I hate it. It's just, but my AC in this room works, funny enough, but it's just...
Well, it was like just a minute ago, I got like a gust of like cold air, and I was like, I could relish in this right now. Like this.
When I got up, wafted the air towards me.
But no, that's totally a thing up here. Down here.
I don't have enough space in mine. These are cute little bottles. Are they from your job?
Yeah, these are little Tigeo bottles.
That's cute. They're fun.
It's cute too because like you can just like slide on the cap like you do like a...
Can I keep these?
Yeah.
They're, like when I put them in a dishwasher?
You sure can.
I don't use my dishwasher.
You sure can. You sure can.
Your dishwasher. You fixing to clean them later?
Your dishwasher.
I don't even use my dishwasher, remember? Oh my god. Did I tell you
I
about
do know
that?
I heard that horror story, and honestly, I don't like...
Stale water smell?
In general, I don't like anything that's like a hole and I can't see the bottom of, so that just freaks me out. I have a weird...
My dishwasher got flooded of stagnant water, and it was disgusting. And I don't have anything to clean that with, so I just had to mop it out myself.
Did you fix it?
I just got all the water out of it. I fixed the garbage disposal, which was leaking the water into it. And it turns out all I needed to do was just be elevated.
But you still haven't even attempted to use your dishwasher since then?
I don't even use a dishwasher.
Really?
Is that a Midwest culture thing? Because I learned never to use a dishwasher. Well, I mean, growing up I used one because we had a lot of people in the house, but I just...
Yeah.
If you wash it by hand, you wash it by hand.
Well, that's exactly it. I think that's something I grew up with. You wash your dishes by hand. It's cool if you use your dishwasher. It's a sanitizer. It is not there to wash your scrubby dishes off. Like that's always something that's been engraved in my head. I always wash my dishes by hand. Maybe that's, I don't know. Is that something that like people is that the norm or not?
I lived with my brother for a while in a Kansas City house, and they didn't even have a dishwasher.
I've known a lot of, especially like apartments or smaller areas.
Monty, you got strings in your teeth. Come here. Okay. Freddie's hella mad at me.
Sorry.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing, but because it really, 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 like if I'm over at somebody's house for whatever reason, maybe like a kickback or a party or,
you like rinse off your dishes and stuff?
Always. And it really freaks me out when I see people just loading dishes into their
dirty dishes.
No way, no how is that a thing for me.
But
that was something that my mom engraved in me too, just being that crazy handy woman around the house.
Proactive.
Yes, and just a stickler about things. This is how it's done, this is how it's always done. And now I'm low-key like that.
The same way, controlling as fuck. And also very proactive.
Proactive and
active, just in general, like active.
I will say that much. I feel like, even with us getting older and stuff, I feel like we do I've met somebody that has a lot of energy like me, so I'm like, yes. I don't know why.
I'm really obsessed with you now.
I know, I'm so glad we became such good friends. I think we got to a point where we really wanted to be close, but you know, you moving away or what, for whatever reason, I felt like we were just stuck at a level. I feel like we just like have leveled up in a friendship. You know what I mean? Like, it's a level up. We've been leveling up. But yeah, I'm glad we became friends. I feel like the like last couple of times we've been hanging out and like we've just really gotten to know each other on a very drunk level, or just in a setting of just our natural selves.
Well, it's also
so fun.
Working together with all of this has
also
been
true.
Nice. We've been seeing each other's like work sides, which honestly
work ethics and
loving that collab with you.
We love this collab. If you didn't, no, we're obsessed.
We penned each other's text messages today on accident.
On accident.
I was like, oh, I pinned your text message at the top of my shit today, and she was like, no, you didn't. I did.
It's just so wild you said that, because I literally was just doing that at work right before I got over here.
I had that psychic moment about your life the other day.
Which one?
I'm not gonna say it here just in case you don't want to talk about it.
No, tell me.
Whenever I was like, hey, are you gonna do this because I really want to be in this in my life once, and then you were like, oh, weird you say that because this person and I just went and did this yesterday.
Oh, yeah!
I'm so psychic sometimes.
Dude, that was super weird.
But I honestly think he might have already told me that, now that I think about it.
No.
Maybe.
That's that bitch.
I don't know.
No, yeah, that was like, and maybe it was an intuitive moment, but at the time I was still, and it was still random.
Yeah.
It was still random.
Convenient.
Like, you just said it, and I was like,
that happened
weird.
Yesterday. Yeah, I'm in tune with your body now.
I was watching like a whole little
except for your feet. I know a lot about
my feet. We learned this the other day because we went and got pedicures, which I feel like that was like such a personal moment for us getting pedicures together. Because I was like, I don't know, like we're both getting like our like feet massaged, like
touched at the same time. We don't even hug and like.
No, yeah, we had to get over that.
I mean, we still haven't really. I mean, we still don't
just like, yeah.
You came in with the intention to hug me one time, and I was like, open the door before you even got to the porch and started walking away. Just you can just. No,
yeah.
I didn't even greet you at the door.
And then I think I was so like trying, like we were trying too hard to hug, and then I like broke a glass in the middle. We were just very frazzled, just hugging.
You did break a glass that one night.
That was because some lady pissed me off. I was jerking that table around. And she flew off the table. I was like, whatever.
Wait, no, Oh, at your job.
Yes.
You've broken 2 glasses in the lifetime I've known you now. I just realized because I was thinking about the other one at Buzzard Beach. When you just had a beer.
No.
And then you just dropped it.
I didn't drop
it. Oh, no, I elbowed it.
No, you fist bumped it. You literally clashed it out of my hand. I think we went to like Cheers and you just went like as soon as I got it. And I was like.
That's my Jessica Jones coming up.
Sometimes
so I feel way too strong. Like, but not like.
No, you do have like Hulk strength sometimes.
It just comes
you just
out
shattered that glass.
nowhere.
First off, I don't know how I didn't break your knuckles. Second off, or scratch you. But you shattered my glass. Like you just went. I didn't even take a sip out of this beer, and the bartender just watched us like, you stupid bitches.
I know. You were like, I didn't. I'm not even drunk. I was like, it's okay.
It really was. I was like, do I get a new beer? Like,
I immediately buy it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, my bad. That wasn't my bad problem. That was a me problem.
Hey, it happens.
I got excited.
That was a fun ass night too.
She came dressed as a sandwich artist.
As a sandwich artist.
I was trying to bag on you and ended up sound like an idiot.
I was not the attire of
came
the bar
straight
scene.
From your job, back of house outfit with the hat,
dude.
The name on the chef jacket.
My straight up like first
full government name on your chef jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how I'm allowed to get into these bars because my ID has been expired since October.
I will say I got a little nervous when we were at that whatever Panther place.
Mm-hmm.
The guy kind of looked at it a little hard, and I was like,
I just keep it in my billfold.
You did. You just kept going, and I was like,
because the billfold covers the expiration date, and I always show that. And
I think
no
that's
one's
so
asked
dumb.
me to
I think
take
it's
it out
so
yet.
dumb that like an expiration date like.
It's not going to change my age.
No! it's not. It's not like that changes anything about that person. You're still eligible to drink, which is the whole reason why we're here. Stupid. So stupid. I've always thought that was just ridiculous. Yeah. The only reason why I see that as a problem is because, like, if, I don't know what they call it here. They call it Able Commission in Oklahoma, where, like, people go and, like, try to, like, get you caught for, like, serving minors or something like that. That's something that they look for, is, like, they'll provide an out-of-date license, and that can get you caught, which is so fucking stupid. Is that not stupid?
You want to know what's really stupid?
What?
One time when I was working at Outback, and the only time I've ever been a server, because I realized I was horrible at it.
Yo, I loved Outback. I loved
the Outback.
Yeah, Outback.
The Outback.
The bread and their mac and cheese, both good staples.
Mac and cheese? I don't even remember.
It was like the
literally never went back, I think.
It was a lot like ours, actually, but no, continue.
I don't remember.
One time.
So one time, I get, like, I'm serving, you know, blah, blah, end of the night kind of thing, and my boss pulls me into the office with both of the managers that are there, back at house, in front of house, and they're like, so, tonight, we found out that you'd sold to a minor. There was a policeman here, undercover, some starts telling me all this stuff, and he starts telling me all these consequences. He's like, you know, the least of the worries is, you know, a large fine, and obviously you're going to be fired. The maximum issues could be like some time in jail. He's telling me all this, and I'm sitting here like 17 years old, like what the fuck? I don't do anything wrong in my life. Like, what the hell? And then, like, he goes and he's doing this for, like, 5 minutes or so, and I'm freaking out. You know, I'm like, oh my god, like, how am I going to explain this to my parents, and, like, you know, all this stuff. And then he was like, and honestly, what the cop told us was that he was just pulling your leg, and none of this is real anyway. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what a horrible situation to put someone through just like a joke.
And especially you, of all people, follows all the rules.
I always have, I was, especially before I was 19 when I did all those other things. Like, I was a little,
picture perfect. You were like, I'm going to jail.
I was terrified to do anything wrong. I was more afraid of my stepdad than I was of the cops putting me in jail. I was like genuinely terrified.
That's a real thing. Dude, when I got in trouble, stealing a little bit. Who did it in high school? I did.
Real trouble versus
No, I really did. I got some real ass trouble, and, like, it was a bullshit situation. Story for another day, but we were in some shit. But they always make it sound way worse than what it's gonna be. But you know what? I was not afraid of anybody in that fucking building or getting thrown in jail for a night or whatever it may be. I was scared shitless of my parents. So scared. Oh my god. And I knew it was bad, because out of the two parents, my father chose me to be in the room to fill out paperwork with, and I was like, oh, shit. I'll never forget that man's face that day. A tragic day. So pissed. I was extra grounded. Extra grounded. And then the time when I got caught,
all the times that I didn't do anything that crazy, and I got caught, I got the baddest punishment. Like, a month or two, no even reading. I wasn't allowed to read. Like, it was like, I mean, I was really into reading, so, like, that kind of makes sense. But, like, how am I not allowed to do, like, smart people things, you know? Like,
yeah, like, what are you really taking away?
Yeah, like, I literally just had to, like...
But they knew that they could take it away, and you would actually feel upset about it.
Like, you can't read my they took away, like, my journal, I would have been even more sad or something, but...
Did you write in a journal?
Oh, my life, every day, forever. I had, like, a year. I accidentally...
You had, like, diaries, basically?
Well, I just had spirals. I was too cool for journals and diaries, yeah. I just had, like... college ruled spirals. They were all blue. Always blue. I don't know why. I had like 6 years worth of spirals, and then I moved down to journals because I got older. Did you write it with your best friends, or you wrote in them? Like, you just myself.
Wrote,
I did
like, just thoughts.
Often share my journals entries with my friends because they really wanted to hear them for some reason. Like, they'd be like, "Can you share your journal with us?" And, like, I would read my journal to my friends. I don't know why. Really? I don't know why that was the thing. But I mean, like, all up until I was like 16 or 17 or so, my friends, like, wanted to hear my journal entries. I don't know.
Because, like, I had, like, notebooks that I wrote, like, me and my best friend specifically.
The back and forth? I love those. I did have those.
So, yeah. I kept them forever. They had the funniest shit in them. And just the stupidest shit we'd be talking about, or what we were worried about at that time. Just I had one with my mom, too, even. Really? Yeah. No, my mom was not cool like that. We hated each other back in the day. We're tight now, but...
Oh, opposites.
We were like... But No, yeah, so, yeah, I was not tired with my mom. We fought all the time. But yeah, those journals were like the shit. Mm-hmm. They were the shit. And we would trade them off in like classes, like the periods that you would get, because remember you had like 7 periods you'd have to go through. That was wild. And school being that long, that is just a long time. I would get that midday tiredness, which has still followed me through my whole ass life nowadays. But yeah, those journals were hilarious. I wish I still had them. I don't know where they were. This was the girl I got in trouble with stealing.
You guys had actually together?
We did.
That's
we were
cute.
Inseparable, and the only reason why we ever stopped being friends was her parents hated me, and ever since that moment, I was never
that makes sense.
Out with her. Absolutely, it does. Low key, I was kind of the mastermind behind it, mm-hmm. and even the cops kind of knew it. They knew. They were like, "You brought everybody into this." And I was like, "Yes, I did." But don't forget, I still play marching band.
Yeah, she was really good at the trumpet.
I played trumpet. I also got in trouble for stealing. You get the best of both worlds.
I just unlocked a memory. It wasn't even that long ago either. I mean, it was when I graduated.
That's so kind of long ago.
I know.
It was high school.
Like 11 years ago now.
That's 11 years ago. That's a decade. Mm-hmm. That is a decade ago.
Mm-hmm. I know.
That's all I'll say about
I know.
that.
I had that moment last year. I was like, it's 2020. I got a lot to think about, but like also I've been out of high school for a decade now.
A decade?
Yeah.
That doesn't even sound real. I just graduated.
I'm 3 decades almost old.
When I talk to like 19-year-olds now, I'm like, I'm not even that far off from your age. And
that's
I'm
what
like,
it feels like. I feel like
yes,
I'm just there,
I'm like
but mentally I'm like 19. I'm so.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I still know exactly what you're thinking right now because I was in that stage maybe 2 years ago.
And it hurts to hear yourself say that because what do you sound like? You sound like your mom.
Yes,
like you sound
old. I'm gonna be decrepit.
No, I was thinking that in the shower today. I was just thinking about how I was like, man. These kids don't even know that I just feel like I'm their age too, and I have already been doing the things that they're doing, and I was like, oh my god, I sound.
Well, it was like I was talking to my
in the shower to put heat on my back. I'm fucking like such
it's
an
like
old
the things
fuck.
that you have to be paying attention to when you get older. You're almost just forced to do it. You just have to take your vitamins, take care of your body.
I don't take my vitamins very well. You
should take vitamins.
I know. You told me like 2 times.
They
in
be
this
helping
podcast,
me. They really do.
Tonight.
They just. I
don't take something and I immediately feel a different way, then I'm like, oh, I have to.
No, and it's something that like you have to take it and have it to like really feel the difference of it. But like, I do.
Then I think it would just be I don't.
But you also take things that you don't feel a difference in. Like I take fish oil pills now. They're supposed to be really good for your heart. Hopefully it helps me out later. I don't really fucking know. This is just what they tell me. I just do what I'm told.
Knows, man.
But I also have like I have like several different pills. I actually went through a website that
I just don't like taking pills. But I don't like chewing gummies either.
I don't like chewing gummies, and I don't like chewing gum, but pills aren't too bad. You just get it over with. You
gum vitamins?
No, I was just thinking of like chewing gum and like chewing things, and I don't like anything that like I constantly can't even like make myself sip on water or anything. We talked about that, but it's just a lot of work. That's just a lot of work. I'm trying to get my shit done. I don't want to be thinking about chewing gummies. Vitamins are easy. I feel like the pills you just, you're able to just swallow and get them over with through your day.
I just like imagine them.
And they're kind of like bigger pills, you know, so it's just not fun, but.
I have a whole Osmosis Jones scene play in my head every time I swallow a pill for some reason.
Yo, why was that movie
the best?
Yeah!
It's so good. I think about it all the time, actually. I should watch it again.
And that was
soon.
the
It's
shit.
been a long time.
Everybody watched it.
And you got to watch it in science class half the time?
Yeah, those are always the tightest. Like, it's something that was, like, somewhat educational.
Somewhat science-y.
So
we even watched my favorite Gattaca, which was, like, not even a real science movie at all. It was just, like... I mean, it was, like, about DNA, kind of. Hi! But I love that movie, and then we got to watch it in high school, and I felt like such a cool hipster, because no one knew what the movie was, but I loved that movie.
And you said, I know this movie, right?
I love this movie.
Did you ever watch, I don't know if you were forced to watch this at your high school, but The Miracle of Life movie, or not movie, but
I don't think I watched it.
I don't even know what to describe it. It's like when you watch the baby get birthed.
I vaguely remember something about.
Did you ever watch that, like in anatomy or biology or something like that? It was so traumatizing.
I don't think I watched a baby born though.
No, I like literally watched a baby getting born out of a woman. And it was just
saw
in your face. It was a move. It was a video that like your science teachers would show you at some point in our high school career, and like your friends would like talk about it, like, did you watch the video? And it was traumatizing.
Yeah, I was just
to this day it would still be traumatizing to see that kind of stuff. Like, it's just crazy how the human body is. But yeah, that was way too much.
High five.
Maybe that's the reason why I don't want kids now.
She has been dissing the shit out of me with those high fives lately.
High five.
Bitch. What a fucking bitch. She really just chooses not to sometimes. Only whenever I'm on camera. Like, all the other times, she's totally good with it.
She knows it, too. She's like...
She's hella too smart for this. She's been raised on stream.
Yeah. So she gets it.
I used to, every week, every Friday, I used to pick her up like this, having her face the camera. And so I have like a little montage of me picking her up. And then I just couldn't pick her up anymore. I had to like pick her up.
What's funny is like I met you when you had first gotten Reggie, and she was just this tiny little
baby,
dog.
smaller than Monty.
And you moved away so fast, like right after that.
High five.
Fast for
there you go, baby. There you go, girl. Yeah, it was. She was here for a minute. She was here for some months.
She spent her little dog years here. Her dog childhood.
She was like she was about to be 1 year old by the time. No, not even. She was like only like 7-8 months old by the time I moved to California. She's so funny.
Look at that ear. You're so funny.
You're so cute, baby G. Little Gigi. I have someone in my community that has a baby named Gigi. And in like a sub-night, like a literal baby named Gigi. Or like, nicknamed Gigi anyway. And like one night I said something about Gigi and she kind of like looked at me funny, and then I was like, what? She's like, my daughter's name is Gigi. Like, it just got me freaked out. Like, why are you saying my baby's crying? Because I said Gigi was crying. She's like, what are you talking about? And then like 2 weeks later, she said like, you're okay, Gigi. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, she's okay, I think. Like, right? Like, what's wrong? And I was like, oh yeah, your baby. She's taking her snout out. She doesn't know if she wants to be in or out.
I know. She just keeps hearing her name, so she's like, what?
Yeah, I did say her name a bazillion times just now, so that helps.
Gigi. Oh my god, you're so cute. My cuteness aggression.
Why do we do that? Like, what is your face when you pet a dog when no one's watching?
My jaw goes to the side. I do it every time. I'm like,
do it. Show me.
I'm like, I do. It's so like
it does go sideways.
It does. It totally does. And it's been so like not like subconsciously.
You can't stop it.
I can't even stop it. I don't even realize I hardly do it half the time.
I like imagine I'm petting your dog and I don't know you and I'm like, oh, what a cute. Like I'm just gonna start with this dog. I love it so much.
You look like like, you know when your pupils get so big because you're just like so focused on something?
I'm really embarrassed that's my face. And I do it on stream sometimes. I'm like,
stop. Like, quit doing that. Why am I doing that to myself? I saw it a few times in our last recording. I was like, bitch, quit making that face.
At least you have your mouth somewhat open.
It just does it, and I clench my jaw so hard when I do it. So I'm just like,
he turned into the dude from Teen Wolf. You know how he has that like super banana face? That was like the first season, like 8 years ago or something.
That was like a hype show, and then it just like fell off.
It fell off. Most of those shows do like the flashes and those kind of. But you know that guy's face is like. His chin is like over here. It's like a banana face.
Yes, that's
what you look like when you make your dog face.
My mom makes this face, and I can just see it right now. It just already pisses me off. She made this face, and she'd get really pissed off. She stick her tongue out like this, like under her bottom lip, like she just. When she get really mad, it's just so weird. It's just something that she does, and you just knew when she broke out that face, like you were in fucking trouble. You were in so much trouble, and like I can just see it, and it's just already pissing me off, like thinking about it. It's so funny that she does that though. Like that's my trigger is like my cuteness aggression, and I'm like my jaw's just clenched and being crazy, like doesn't sit right. But yeah, then you're like,
Aggression overload.
Yeah, it's too
Cuteness.
much. It's too much. Like, that was just how it is sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But
Man, it's hot.
It is so hot. I switched this way because I can feel a little bit of air on my back right now instead of like against the fabric.
So hot.
The armpits they're destroyed. Those are destroyed at this point, but
it's my
the creases where you get that sweat buildup. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
if anyone saw the bottom of my feet right then, ignore them. They're dirty.
Cut it out. Put a sticker over it.
Don't look at it. I'm a barefoot bitch.
Barefoot
Dude,
Contessa.
Did you also never wear shoes your whole life? Because I never wore shoes. I don't know if that...
No, I never
sometimes,
did.
I was thinking about this the other day because I went outside and it was sunny and the concrete was hot. And I was barefoot and I just sat on the... I could have stood in the shade, but I sat on the concrete. Not sat. I stood on the concrete with my bare feet and I was just like, how long can I stay here? Can I just stay here the whole time? Like, I will purposely try. Yeah. Do you do that?
Yeah, all the time.
Thank God.
I'm too like extreme in that way. In myself.
I was like, I'm gonna stay here until it's not hot anymore.
I used to do that with like hot water. Like,
I don't like water. I don't like hot water. I'm a baby about hot. I don't like it.
Really?
I'm like, ow.
No, dude. And to this day, I still don't know how my mom will literally have it cranked all the way.
Oh God.
Washing dishes. I'm like, your hands have to be just like peeling off layers of.
Like
my
I'm
mom
such a
will just
baby.
be washing dishes in
no.
it. She can take hot showers, and I still get that from her. Like I still really like. And what I used to do when I was a kid, I would just keep getting it hotter until I would just sit there until it just didn't hurt anymore. I was just crazy like that. But talking about taking things to the extreme, I don't know if most people are like that or
I don't know.
not.
Maybe
most
it's like a
people are
competitive person thing or something.
Maybe so. But I used to do that. That was also something I did in
at least we can relate on it.
Marching band. We have to.
You have like full coats and stuff on. I mean, I saw this.
We
picture.
had like, you don't
looked
know how
attractive.
Thank
but also
you.
Very,
she said
very...
I looked like like if there was a hot bitch in Drumline. That movie.
No, I said you looked like you were off of Cadet Kelly.
Cadet Kelly.
You looked straight up out of that movie because like they're all.
That was a cute picture. I will say that much. It was a good picture.
You were all makeup
and
done and
you
stuff.
know those are called Shakos.
The hats?
The hats are called Shakos.
Why were you guys all doing this? Is what I wanted to know though.
Oh, dude, it was just some weird band shit. It was like kind of cult like, and I loved it at the time. Like everybody,
like?
not in like a bad way. It's just like we all had like our
all hail Hitler.
It was secret. Yeah, we did. We just that was our pride creed we did. So you put your finger up in the air and you would say we had a pride creed.
Your one finger?
Your one finger. It was just this.
Okay.
Just like
that was the picture was cut
What
off.
you saw is like not this, but we were just doing this.
I was concerned.
And we would do we did our little like.
And then you said it was a cult, and then I was like, oh God, where are we going?
Kind of cult like in a way,
but
and
it was
only
pride.
in a sense. Yes, and very pure, like way too pure, like very just disgustingly loving and shit. And
You guys were one big happy family.
Yes.
Band family.
Yeah, straight up.
But I'm assuming band camp got
wild.
Messy.
Wild. and here's the thing, like we were the only.
How many band camps did you go to?
We had one every summer. So like,
you just went forever?
Yeah, and you did. And what the real thing is like the trips that we would go on, because like we were the most funded. Like we were like the shit. We were actually the shit. Like I'm not. If anybody knows anything about marching band and high school marching band, you should understand. The Pride of Broken Arrow was like a huge thing back in the day.
The Pride of Broken Arrow.
The Pride of Broken Arrow. Could you not have picked a gayer name? It was
honestly Broken Arrow. I've heard that before. Is that like a city?
Yeah, it's a city. It's my hometown technically. I literally was
sounds like
born
a
and
big.
raised in.
It sounds like a big city.
It's
right?
huge. It's a huge. And what happened is like nobody has broken up the high school yet there, so they put all the kids from Broken Arrow in one high school, so you get this huge high school, which makes really great for like extracurriculars or sports or whatever you might be into.
The best of the best and everything.
Yeah, except football. We suck. I can't tell you why. I don't fucking know why. We just, we had an awesome ass band and then a shitty ass football team. Sorry if you guys are listening. Y'all are shitty. I don't know why we can't compete with any of our other,
10 years ago. You should move on from there. Yeah,
y'all should just move on. That was your peak. But those band functions, like, because, and it costs kind of a lot to, like, be in marching band, but, like, like, the charter buses, we were the only, like, extracurricular that was still allowed to sit, like, boy-girl. Like, we weren't separated for, like, girls on one bus, boys on another charter bus. We were able to sit in the same bus together, let alone the same seat. What were they
thinking?
Church
camp would never let that happen.
That's what I'm saying. What were they allowing high school children to do this kind of stuff? Of course things are gonna go down. And it was almost like clockwork.
I can't even think back on it because I was about to make a really crude joke about it, and then I was like, oh, these are high schoolers.
You know that Nirvana song, It Smells Like Teen Sex or whatever?
It smells like Teen Spirit.
Teen Spirit, or
it smells like fingering in the back of the charter bus.
That's what Kurt Cobain wrote over. She's so right. You're so right. Damn.
I don't want to know about it anymore. I just can't imagine anything.
No, it was wild. It was a wild time. Until somebody ruined it for us. Our senior year, you knew somebody had to. A story went super public to the principal about kids going to second or third base or some shit like that. So it ruined it for all of us, and we actually
I don't even know the bases, to be honest. I don't know the bases. I'm assuming home run is like
I don't know. I get them confused. Is
first base like
first base like what, kissing?
Second base is like titties.
Titty grabbing? Titty grabbing?
Is it just seeing them or grabbing them? I don't know.
Like touching over under the clothes? I don't know. So what's third base? Oral, I guess?
I just said I don't know. Yeah, I
know.
I really didn't really get not the opportunity.
I was also very crude back then.
Yeah,
I will say this much: I did not participate in the weird charter bus acts because I was super way too into band and didn't give a fuck about that stuff. I also was dating a super cool drumliner at the time and thought I was just like the shit. And he also
drumline.
Yeah. Drumliner and also drug dealer on the side, kind of.
Double whammy.
That's what I'm saying.
Double whammy
he came
of
from like the rich
attractiveness.
family, good jawline, and then he broke my little heart, and I just became this little emo kid. But
wait,
so,
how did he break up with you?
I broke up with him.
Oh, how
he
did you
cheated on me.
Oh, okay.
He cheated on me with a color guard. Somebody in my band.
I thought that was gonna go way different for a second.
No, it was color guards, like the
twirly baton.
The twirly baton,
flags.
like flag girls. Like everybody fucking hates them. Like you're in band, like you're not the star of the show. Brass and woodwinds that actually make the music are. STFU. I'm sorry if you actually were in color guard.
Dude, could baton anything right now. I'm really good at I'm like really weirdly good at
like. See, and I've never been good at that.
Like the baton,
but like being able to like do this. See, you probably would have been good at it.
Yeah, I can't play.
The time.
Smoked too much
It's so cute that you sounded like so like Cadet Kelly in that.
You did look Cadet Kelly as fuck in that. I looked at that and was just dying because you looked like you were about to come with it.
And that's what we. The moment where they're like having this like weird marching dance off. Yeah. It's so cringy. I can't even think about that now. So
that was 100%. But like, it's really pretty, and like everyone in that movie is like a Disney Channel movie, so they're all like.
Of course, they're just done up, glammed up, everything. Yeah. But no, and I actually the color guard director was like begged me to try to get into color guard, and I was like, I'm just too good for you.
You just have
skills.
so much trumpet skills.
Yeah, I had private lessons. I'm not gonna leave me alone. I had private lessons because I got braces in the middle of it and just completely learned. Or forgot how to play trumpet, but those were some stories. I will say this much: a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears went into this kind of my little outside life outside of high school, this marching band life. But it did get wild, and not to mention we were super funded, so like we got the really cool experiences. We got to go to like Grand Nationals and stuff. People like worshipped us back then. It was a whole ass realm.
His team is
People would come up to me and be like, "Can I have your shoe? Can I have your sock that you performed it?" It was weird, dude. Like from,
what because kind of people would come up to you about
band
this?
People, of course. It was other bands.
Old men.
That no. It was no. It's nigga. It was like other fellow band members that were like. Just they're not 6A and couldn't compete and stuff like that, so they just thought we were like the coolest shit.
That's so funny. That was
so
you at the show last weekend. I look over at her and
I'm just like enthralled.
You're like, I haven't seen live music in a long time, and I just want to be like,
oh, I was
like,
into it.
I looked at her at one point, she's just like
into it, and it was brass. Like, are you kidding? And fucking jazz, which is like totally what I did. I had 3 different music criteria that I was into at the time, like. I had band as an hour, like in my daily routine of school. Then I did I did marching band on the side, and then in my off season I did jazz band outside of marching band. That took up most of my.
Is the off season of marching band not when football is happening?
It's after football happens. It's like springtime, so because it's after Grand Nationals. It's like when spring hits before summer.
Grand Nationals.
Grand Nationals. We were Grand National champions.
Sorry, I just don't know what is national? What's national?
Grand National is nationals. So
okay,
there's there was regional. So there was state that you would go to. We won state every year. It was like a
national, but they call it Grand National.
And then it's regional, super regionals, and Grand Nationals.
Oh, super regionals as well.
Mm-hmm. So there's regional, then super regional. Damn, so you really
hit the.
Yeah,
we win.
Yeah, we won. We won my senior year.
That's a good one.
That was a really. That's what I'm saying, and because we got sixth in the nation. Yeah.
I can't decide if I'm like interested or making fun of you. I can't decide.
I can't decide. Now going on into my life, I'm like, was this super nerdy, or was this actually as cool as I thought it was?
Like every time I ask a question, I'm like, am I enjoying this?
No. It was. Listen to this, bitch. We did don't get me wrong. We did composed music from. It's so hot. And we're drinking tequila. We're just dying over here. I don't know if you can see the sweat glands on my face activating right now, but and I'm talking about bands. I'm getting high.
She was pinning my. I know. I'm getting a little.
You were hella sweaty.
She was pinning my titties, and she was like, "Bro, this is gonna wet."
You were hella sweaty. You were. So
I just got off work with all the lights and stuff on me though for my last meeting, so I wanted.
And I just got out of my non-working AC car, so I just came over here hot.
Sucks.
We were all very hot.
It's not as bad unless we have all these lights on us, and obviously it's pretty.
Yeah, and we're also amped right now and talking about it and drinking tequila. I just embrace it at this point and having a day,
It's a Wednesday.
So, anyways, but yeah, that was band. So we had fun times in band camp.
When you went to band camp, were you allowed to do what was a day like? So just comparing it to my church camps, yeah, we would have chapel and individual team discipleships and stuff, and then the rest of the day was just fucking fun ass games, earning points for your team, and fucking off and eating, and
so we would do fun. Ours was really, it was still very work focused. We still had to really work on a show. Yeah,
you had to prepare for it. It was band camp to prepare for some big thing.
I'm not kidding you. One time we had a hardcore brass instructor, and brass was always kind of held to a higher standard, because brass, I don't know if you knew this, but you can go on to do this marching band in college. You can go on to do this, but mainly brass. For some reason, it's very brass oriented when you go on. So anything a trombone, trumpet, everything that you saw the other night at the.
What is not brass for a couple
clarinet,
examples?
Flute.
That's the only one I can think of. Oh,
saxophone's actually not brass. It's considered woodwind because it's it's a reed instrument. Bassoon.
None of those are
oboes. They're not tight. They're not tight. Mm-hmm. No, it's not tight. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. That just totally makes my whole high school career be exactly what I wanted it to be. And we were just held to a higher standard. We just were
saxophones are tight though. I don't.
Saxophones are super tight. They're about the only ones that brass will jive with. The saxophones, because you're brass, kinda, and you form in jazz. You sound
like a brass.
Yeah, you do. You're totally jazzy, and you're about the only one that can integrate into it. So I can understand that. But what were you asking me about?
I don't know.
Oh, you were talking about what it was like.
Oh yeah.
So it got we spent 8 hours a day in our per day. We would spend 8 hours in these camps, and mostly it was at school. So you would spend it on the field. You'd be learning your sets.
What?
Yeah, it was at school.
That's lame.
It was work,
what,
dude.
Do you sleep there?
No.
You go home?
Mm-hmm.
That's not camp.
That's camp.
No.
That's camp.
No, you're
every
wrong.
Day, 6 days.
Bro, wrong. Mm-mm. You went to vacation Bible school.
You didn't have charter buses.
Bitch, what are charter buses? Because we had the ones with the bathrooms in the back to get us to a fine destination.
Oh, okay. Then maybe you did. Not a school bus. Not a school bus. A charter bus.
No, I didn't go to school at my church. We went and had church buses.
What are church buses? Were they the air conditioned buses?
The
yeah. Mm-hmm. The lights would turn down low. They were cushioned.
Yeah. It's like an airplane but on a bus.
Yeah. Charter bus.
Yeah, we didn't have seatbelts, actually. There was no seatbelts on there.
I don't remember.
Now that I think about it, why do buses not have seatbelts? Why are you like just you just don't wear seatbelts on buses?
I don't know, because I feel like if you wreck a bus, it would be like a big deal.
No matter what, you're gonna die anyway, kind of
Maybe
thing.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh man, no, I was really vibing with this whole storyline you were giving me until I just learned that it's not actually camp, and now I'm like,
it's a camp.
No,
oh my God,
it's a day camp. It's a day camp. You're not camping.
No, wait, but you don't camp.
We had cabins. We had like log cabins. I got something in my eye, but it was tight. We had 2 tornadoes.
No, we had different. I don't know. Like I went off for shows.
No, it's okay.
Like I stayed at places.
It's still pretty tight. It was
like I will say this much. Like there was something
saying,
outside of band, like Allstate. Did you ever hear like Allstate? Does that ring a bell for anything? Like Allstate Original
or play sports, but I've heard
something like that. Like if you made it to like that top era, like you were able to like. You would go somewhere, and you would stay in like
hotels
and then stuff, and then you would like practice for like I don't know 5 days with people, and then just perform this concert, and that was tight. That's cool. Shit was fucking tight.
Man, I was
so tight.
I'm sad you never got to go to like a real camp though, like a night camp.
No,
overnight camp for like 5 days.
Our mission trip was kind of like a camp.
Yeah,
because we just went to like Kentucky and like
that was cabins.
Yeah, we were in cabins. Remember I told you we were allowed 1 shower in those 10 days.
Oh yeah, we were there. You told me all that was weird.
That was just bizarre in itself. And then we were able to bathe in like the creek. It was like not a stagnant creek. Like it had like this waterfall that came out of it and stuff, and really clear water, but like also bathing in a creek. I'm weird. That's weird. But it was super fun. And you bonded. You really bond over those times. That's what like you miss. I guess.
Yeah, like, the relationships you bring home from.
Yes, it's
I remember talking about
so
all my friends
people.
where I'd be coming home and be like, man, this person's like really, like my best friend, and I would like never talk to them again.
But like you were so tight in that era, and it's almost like if you ever revisited it,
like every week,
pick back
every
up where you left off. Yeah. But those and you would do weird bonding, like, and we would be up like at the crack of dawn. We'd make breakfast. A crew would be in charge of like making breakfast. There would be a cleanup crew. You would take turns. We even got to a point where like we would make the breakfast and like the eggshells or something we put in like the compost after. They were just super. We weren't even allowed like electronics. We went by like the time of the sun.
Oh, that's
it's a little weird.
Yeah, I keep almost relating to this with like the church thing, but then it
was super church. Like you went to like we organized like a whole gymnasium worth of clothing and stuff to give away. We built like we kind of built houses. So we like did installation for it and like literally actually nailed down the wood to the floor.
At band camp?
No, this was the church camp.
Okay.
This is more relatable.
Right, you said mission trip. I'm getting it.
The mission trip that I went on. You know what's funny about
this? It's like a charitable trip in a way, but you were just doing the work for the people that lived there.
Yeah, it totally was. And in a weird way, you bonded with these people. Cause like, and then we would stay out. They would get us up at like 6 a.m, and then you'd be out till like midnight every night. Like they would just, cause we'd have like Bible study like late at night after you did all of your festivities and stuff. It was wild.
When you're mentally exhausted and physically exhausted, so they can really nail in the shit they need to nail in.
The Jesus in you.
Dude, we didn't actually do a lot of work. Definitely not church camp. Church camp was not a working time. That was a...
You guys had a different experience than what I did.
It was a tight church camp, honestly. The only time I did anything was like for something for church on the other times of the year. Like one time we painted a whole middle school. No big deal.
But see, that's like kind of hard work if you think about it. I mean, you had a lot of people doing it.
I fucked around with my friends, skipping and hiding in all the different rooms and stuff. But like, I didn't do much.
I think that's
work
the difference between
church.
like me growing up more Catholic than I did like Christian.
Yeah. Plus, I was a pastor's daughter, and I literally never did anything. I was like, no,
because you were a pastor's daughter.
No,
you were like the shit. And
I could do anything. Everyone knew
wanted.
me. Like, but honestly, I did go to church camp stuff, not at my dad's, because my dad was down here and I was up here, but I did go to 2 church camps a year. I went to one where I was, like, leading the shit up here in Kansas City. Like, I was that bitch, godly as fuck. And then down below in Texas, I was like, and here's my time to fuck off. And I would just fuck off all the time. I would never go to chapel. My dad would preach and I would never go. Like, It was
so funny. Like, your dad was a pastor.
He still is. And
he's so funny.
You've never met him. Yeah, we talked about this every time. I always
No, I know. We talk about it all the time. Like, I would like your dad. You would love my dad.
He wants to come up here. So, you know how we were talking first week of July for a float trip?
Yeah.
He wants to come up here, and I'm low-key, like, thinking he should come on our float trip with us.
I went on a float... My dad, for his last birthday, that's what he wanted. His birthday's in July. And it was so fun.
Would you want to have a float trip with my dad? Yeah?
Yes.
Because I'll totally invite him.
Does your dad drink? I don't know. Do pastors
He doesn't care if I do.
But he doesn't really, like, he doesn't take it.
He'll try, because he'll try to be cool, but, like, all he'll, like... Every time we go somewhere and, like, he wants, like, I'm getting a drink, and he'll, like, try to, like, want to have a drink as well.
Yeah.
He'll either get, if it's, like, a night evening dinner setting, he'll get a toasted almond, which is literally just, like, a liqueur. Like, and he doesn't even drink the whole thing. Or he'll get a Miami Vice, because one time he had it in, like, some beach spa in Texas or something.
And he just thinks it's, like,
a Miami Vice is literally just a mixture of a pina colada and a strawberry daiquiri. So, like, not only is he drinking a drink that's, like...
Frou-frou.
Yeah, you're also making this poor bartender make 2 frozen drinks and mix them together. Like, what a bitch. Like, what a jerk. And, like, and he doesn't drink all that either. And, like, you know he doesn't really like it. Like, you're drinking something that, like, doesn't taste like alcohol. So, like, just say you don't like to drink and, like, just don't drink it. But honestly, it doesn't make sense to me that he doesn't drink. Like, I don't know.
Why do you say that? Because of his personality.
Yeah,
like, his personality seems like the type that he would be
able to have it. But I just think he can't relax and like. It's nice to sit down and relax with a drink.
Complete opposite of your father in that way. Like, they seem so similar, but like in that aspect, it's totally different.
I'm not convinced we still don't have the same dad.
That's what I'm saying. They're almost like alter egos almost.
Yeah, I feel like that's like he went to Oklahoma to like let
my daddy.
Your daddy?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say my daddy. Is a partier.
You just edit it out. You went to high school after my daddy said.
No! That was
30 years old.
Shut the fuck up. What if I did? What if I just like always called my dad that? Like, so my daddy, like, I can't even say it. Stop. It's too much. Okay, we're moving on. I haven't
heard that word in relation to an actual father in so long.
Because it's been so.
That word is fucked. That word is not
so
dad.
Fucked.
That is not your actual father.
That's not your dad.
If anybody said my daddy, I would be like.
What are you actually talking about?
Who are you talking about? Your father? No.
No, you're not. Oh my god, too much. That was so funny. He is a partier. Like,
oh my god, it's so hot.
You like, when we went on like our float trip, like, I'm trying to keep up with my dad and how he drinks. Like,
love that. I will. That will be me, unfortunately, with your dad. I'll go into Oklahoma and be like,
do it!
Cheers, Dad.
Please!
I'm going
to get ultra fact up, and he loves playing, like, small gambling games. He doesn't want to, like, gamble a lot of money, but we play, like, left, right, center. Have you ever played that? Left, right, center?
A gambling game or a drinking game?
No, the
other one. I don't actually know that.
It's kind of both. Oh. You're always drinking in the gambling game with my dad, but I have to be.
No, I actually don't think I know that one.
It's so fun. It's super easy. I actually have it at my house. We should play it sometime.
Oh, it's an actual little game.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just with dice. It just has, like, dice. Like, you start off with $3. You either give it to, like, the left, the right, or the center. Or if it just lands on a dot, you get to keep your dollar. And whoever has the last dollar at the end gets to keep the jackpot. That's a whole. And you just play with dollars. It's super fun. You could, like, win, like. It's so fun. It's so fun. And all you have to do is, like, have $3 every round. So it's not like it's a lot for everybody, but you could still win a lot if you played, like, a few rounds. We play it all the time. So he, like, always wants to do that. I remember, like, one time I had accidentally dissed him, and I was, like, talking to him. I was like, Dad, do you even, like, really even know how to, like, roll a joint anymore? Like, do you?
He was like, show me, give me.
He literally, as he said that, was like, shh, and he's like, roll it up. He was like, I don't even need practice. Like, shut the fuck up. I've been smoking since you were, like, ever even able to breathe. Like, don't even talk to me.
I made, enchiladas the other day.
Enchiladas?
And it was last Thursday, because Thursdays are my video call with all my distant friends, and I like always they catch me at weird times. Like, I always end up, like, at the time we're supposed to meet, like, I'm always in the middle of something. Like, 2 weeks ago was when I was mopping up my dishwasher,
Right.
Then last week I was like trying to cook. Like what a sentence, right? Then last week I was like trying to cook because I only had a limited amount of time.
Right.
So I was like cooking while they're like watching me and they're like helping me because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm terrified every time. The whole time I'm stressed out. And then so I was like, okay, now here's the part where I have to like roll up all this stuff. And I was like, I don't know how to do this. And they were like, I feel like you probably know how to do this. And I was like, trying to like roll up these enchiladas, and I was like, actually, this is kind of
super.
And I did all 6 of them, and I like showed it to them. And they were like, that was like really great. And I was like, yeah, this actually, that part of it I really had down.
I don't know why I doubted myself in this. Straight up.
Fat enchilada
So
here.
I had, at a point, I had a cook, and he was the best at rolling our enchiladas. The best. And this, I knew it was because this dude just blew trees all the time. Like, he just knew how to roll. And it was so funny because, like, he was ass at everything else. But if you told him to roll the enchiladas,
that's me. I'm going to get
so
a job at your place just to be the salad person.
Yes. Oh, dude, I love salads. I know a lot of people hate them, but, like, it's also very cool. It's very air conditioned in that area, first off. And you're off by yourself. You don't have to, like, work with a team. You're just doing your own thing, right? Also, you don't have your own help, but, like, hopefully you can pull yourself out.
You can make a salad.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, and it's fast, so, like, you can pretty much get everything out in a fast pace, but...
I worked at Panera Bread once.
No big deal. Did you really?
And Subway, actually. I was making fun of you for looking like a sandwich artist, but I worked at 2 sandwich places.
Actually, we're a sandwich artist.
Twice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I
took it very seriously.
Panera growing up. Like, high school, I ate the shit out of Panera.
It was when I was working and there was when I was in high school.
Panera was, like, kind of the shit. It was kind of like the...
I thought it was disgusting, actually.
Probably because you worked there.
No, I mean, yeah, but that was the first time I ever eaten it, too.
Really?
Yeah, I never had it beforehand. It was expensive and, like...
It was super expensive for, like, half par food.
For a high schooler.
Yeah.
And then...
You were high rolling.
Then I found out you could, like, pick 2 and then just literally ask for more bread. If you just wanted more baguette, they would just give you more baguette. Like, well, I did anyway. They'd be like, can I have more? I'm like, sure, I don't fucking care. We got a shit ton of them back here. I used to have a whole loaf. Like, but I, like... It was right when the one, you don't know anything around too far out of the city, I just learned, but like, I remembered, but I went to I can't remember what I was gonna say, actually, I'm just stalling. Oh, I went to, this trailer before the Panera actually opened to get the job, like, on it with a quickness, because my friend went there and she got the job right away, and she's like, just go to the trailer and, like, ask for the job, and, like, they'll give it to you. Because they were just like... Well, because it wasn't open yet. Like, they were just, like, set up in a trailer outside.
No shit.
To do their interviews and stuff, like...
Fucking weird.
And I just went in there, and I complimented their choice of chips, and they were like, right on, you're hired. They're like, fill out this information. And I was like, tight. And then so
I feel like you've always known how to just, like, say the right things to get you into your positions, and then you're like, bet.
Yeah. No, I'm really good at interviews. I've learned. I went to my interview at Microsoft and I was like he was like, hey, how are you doing? And I was like, I'm freaking out, honestly. I saw the Microsoft on the way in and now I'm like all sweaty and excited, and he was like, oh, and then he just like was completely vibing with me for the rest of the time, like matching my energy, and I was like, I'm glad I came out here and said that right off the top. He even asked me a question, I tried to answer and I didn't know the answer, and he was like, what about if you said something like this? And like gave me the answer that I said, and then I was hired on. But genuinely,
how long did you work at Microsoft?
That was what I was gonna say. I think I got that job mostly because nobody else wanted it, because it was me testing Xbox Fitness, which means I was just working out for 8 hours a day. Which honestly, I got yoked, bro. I got yoked. Like all of my friends were like,
you literally got that job because of Xbox Fitness?
I got the job because we needed trainers, like testers on that game, and nobody wanted to work out.
No shit.
To test the game.
I don't think I ever really, like, because you talked about all the things that you did with Microsoft, so, like...
That just was the start. Yeah, the cool stuff was later.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. How long did you work for Microsoft?
I don't remember. It was, like, a year on the HoloLens, so, like, 6-7 months before that on Xbox Fitness, probably.
So about a year and 7 months?
Mm-hmm. Contractor, not full-time, but, you know.
Contractor, not full-time?
Like,
so you didn't, like, work a full amount, or, like, you just weren't salaried?
Yeah.
You just weren't salaried. Okay. Gotcha.
It was like through a contract.
Because I feel like you've done a lot of different
less pay than most people would normally if they were hired. Like
correct.
Because they had to pay the company, and then the company paid me. So like they took a giant cut of that usually.
Yeah.
I was making like $14-15 an hour in Seattle, which is not a lot.
Still sounds really fucking cool.
It was fun, and then the HoloLens was worth it altogether. But honestly, the Xbox Fitness was too. I was really fit. Like I was yoked.
Well, I remember you like telling me. You've told me like several things of like what you did over Microsoft. I feel like it was like a milestone in your life, I guess.
It was where I got into tech, so it was like a big deal.
Yeah, put your foot in the door.
I have a soft spot for it, but I also like quit that job because the sexism.
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, I got a lead position eventually with the HoloLens because like I knew it the best. They only had 4 testers at the beginning, so when they opened it up to get more testers in, they made all of us a lead of a different new game.
Yeah.
And this dude under me was like older than me, went to school, went to college, I mean, and was on my team, and he like was impossible to deal with. Like, and I'm a pretty good leader for the most part. I'm an even better leader now. Like I know that was early on in my leadership career or whatever, but he literally to my face told me that he wasn't going to listen to me because I was younger than him and a woman. And so I like reported him to HR, and they just gave him a lead position so he didn't have to be under me, so he could quit complaining and I didn't have to deal with them. And I was like, I quit for that. That's ass. And I quit. But the best part was like a year or two later.
Over your integrity, though.
I love fuck a job day. I'll do it any day. I love my job right now, so I would never probably do that right now. But any other job, the smallest opportunity. Fuck you. I'm out. Fuck the job. I'm partying for the rest of the 2 days until I have to go look for another job. But the best part about that guy.
I like am envious of that with you. I'm like, you just can just fuck it all, huh? That's crazy.
You find something else.
And you totally can. Because, like, absolutely, with that mentality, it totally is. You'll find another job, you'll find something that's better, you know. But, like, most people, I would say, in that situation probably wouldn't have the balls to do that, to be honest. Or they wouldn't have said it. They would have, in their mind, like, no, that's not how it was. You know, like, you saw for what it was. And you were like,
that's ass.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, fuck that. Shoot, what was I gonna say next though? The best part about it was I saw that guy 2 years later at a PAX event after I'm the Buttress now. And he was like, hey, I just saw that Business Insider article about you. Like, I saw that they asked you how you started your Twitch.
One of those moments, it was like the high school reunion.
It was. I was up here hella tall, you know, being hella tall at PAX with the Buttress badge on that I got for free. He's out here with his paid badge. He's like, I saw that Business Insider article. Like, I saw you also, they asked you how you started streaming, and you mentioned that people at your job watch Twitch, and that was us. And I was like, not you.
It was not you.
Not you.
I actually fucking
He was like, that's so cool that you did that. I was like, thanks.
Remember that.
Yeah, don't be.
You should have just walked away and been like, you should have remembered the small people.
I honestly don't remember that much of that conversation because it was like 2016 or something.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. You probably also didn't. It did not mean shit to you.
But I remembered the look on his face.
Oh yeah,
and how that's what I'm saying. Brought up my
that's what I'm saying. It's one of those moments where it's like you didn't blow up, right? Because here's the thing: you think about those people that were dickheads to you back then. It's like we talked about, like the high school people you run into, and it's like you were kind of a fucking dick. You realize how well I'm doing. You're also gonna be nice to me now.
I saw that Twitch TikTok you sent me. There was like a girl that was like.
Yes. Well, I got on her page. She's not anything like you, but like I saw similar vibes.
That. All streamers are worth it.
No, they are worth it. They were you guys were in two different, like you guys had a lot of similarities, but like not in the same way. Also, the more I got on her page, because then I started creeping her page really hard. You're so cute.
You're like, oh, a Twitch streamer?
I was like, how are you? But like a lot of the things
coming back to be like, oh hey, I saw you're doing well on Twitch now. Like
yes, no, exactly.
There's always two ways that I take it. Like when I hear that, I'm either like, what do you want from me, or like, are you
actually
here to
being like
are you here to like
being gratifying?
Yeah.
or actually congratulating me, or actually happy that what I'm doing. Or
like when my friend Jared saw me at the bar, he was like, dude, I hear you're doing great things, and like it seems so tight.
And like, you know,
and I was like, yeah,
genuine.
Like you don't want anything.
And you weren't
it's nice to talk to. Yeah, we were homies.
We were homies, and you were probably genuinely worried if it turned out okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because you Can I tell this story really quick? Because I don't know if you even heard the whole thing. But
I think I heard like snippets of it. We were very all over the place that night too.
The premise of it was that he at one point came over to play Smash at my house because I played. This was 2010 when the biggest games were Mario Kart, like 6 or so. I don't know if 6 was even a thing. It was whatever was on the Wii. I don't remember what Mario Kart that was.
I can't either.
Because Double Dash was on the GameCube.
I will say this much. I was not too into Mario Kart.
Yeah. So, this is your Nintendo knowledge. This
is where I'm at. Yours is very.
But you
expanded.
have a lot of other stuff on video games.
I'm very versatile in other
Nintendo.
ways. But we, I think that's the cool thing about us. Though we also have like our niches that we really like, and we're not trying to like force ourselves to like the same games.
Lanes and things. So anyway, I didn't play much Smash. I was kind of bad at it. I was good at Melee-ish, but I think that's when the game we were. I don't know. It could have been Brawl, but the point is, he was good at it. All my school friends were really good at Smash, and my stepdad just thought he was the best at every video game for some reason. Like,
first off.
You're old, man.
That's
like,
just
you have to admit that every kid is gonna beat you in video games now.
And like he's chill about it, but like that's just like weird that you're trying to just stomp on some kid real fast.
Yeah, for real. So I don't know how it happened, but this dude and a couple other dudes come over to play Smash against my stepdad, and they beat him. Like, they beat him the first time. He was mad. They did a rematch. They like triple stocked him, like beat him while they didn't even lose a life kind of thing.
And then just like pummeled him and just like embarrassed
destroyed him in this game. He got so upset about it that he kicked out everybody. He kicked out the 3 dudes that were there that beat him. He kicked out my best friend, that is the neighbor, that she was just there with me. Like, it was no big deal. Like, I was laughing. So, like, at that point, I wasn't laughing because I had to deal with my angry and prideful stepdad the whole night. But now,
and probably took it out on you afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
It was probably your fault to begin with.
Looking back, funniest story I've ever fucking heard. Because I saw Cheney, the neighbor that was there.
Really?
And they, like, when we were in California, they came out to California when I was out there. We had a little powwow. We hiked the largest steps in California, or the most steps in California. It was actually not cool at all. It was like 550 steps, and I was dying. But
hiking
anyway,
is a different level anywhere else in the Midwest. It's just, this is flat terrain. I'm not used to actual hikes.
Hikes are serious.
I'm
good at hikes now.
I figured that out in Arizona one time.
Seattle taught me about hikes, and I was like, okay, when people say hikes, where are we going?
Real hikes.
Yeah,
actual mountains, not a hill.
We were talking, and Cheney randomly was like, you know, this story always kills me. I was like, what? And they were like, that one time that Jared came over and beat your dad in Smash, and he kicked out everyone because he was so mad about it. And I remember laughing about it then because I completely forgot about that story. You know, all these memories, swiped a bunch of them. So when they brought it up, I was like laughing about it so hard. And then the fact that I ran into Jared and he was like, in the bathroom. I wasn't even done washing my hands yet. We had the little like, oh, hey, I know who you are. And then he was like, I heard you're doing great things on the internet. And I was like, oh, you know, like, hell, you know, like, how do I respond to that? And then he was like, you know, I still always tell that story about how I beat your dad at Smash. And I was like, honestly, I tell that story now all the time too because I remembered it when Cheney told me.
Well, what was funny is like you reiterated the story. Like you remember that one story I've been telling you about. Yeah. So like all of us, you were like, I came
to the table like, bro, do you remember that story that I told you guys?
Story, and they knew the story.
He said that he tells it to people like as just like a get to know someone story. He's like, one time I beat this girl's dad in Smash Brothers so bad
me out of their house.
Oh, that's just. I'm glad that he got like. Sometimes I think about the people that.
You never know how they're gonna
my house.
Exactly.
And
you never know how they're gonna experience it.
And like thinking back on it, like, cause I know my. I had a moment with another friend locally out here where like I was like, I'm sorry, by the way, for this one specific moment that was fucking weird and traumatizing, I'm sure. And she was like, bro, I think about that moment all the time, and I did go to therapy and like all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. But then there's other moments like this, I'm like, oh, thank God that like nothing horrible happened.
It was humorous to you. You still you don't think about it as like a very like traumatizing thing to you. You just and that's just things, and it's not. And the shitty thing about that is like you shouldn't feel bad about it because it's not like you could have controlled your actions, but in the back of your mind,
but I just feel good to know that they're like
very true,
okay, and just like they feel good to know that I'm okay. So it's.
Because there's a lot of like
this really was the trauma episode.
Straight up,
we really hit the band camp and the.
I feel like it needs to be said. Everybody goes through trauma.
Yeah, no,
and in their own low-key ways. Like you don't really actually, just like you said, sometimes you don't remember it that way. Sometimes you do remember it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
no, what I definitely learned that like.
We all
therapy is good for everybody, regardless if you think.
I was just telling somebody, not just telling somebody, but I've been saying that to somebody that. Like one of my really good friends that I think she also would benefit really well from therapy, but I also was telling her, I was like, I think I would really benefit from therapy.
Yeah.
I think anybody
even
would
if you're
well
even if you're totally okay, you can always grow.
That's what I'm saying. And not only that, but you have somebody to like listen to you and like just tell you the things that like maybe are a little construed is that a word in your head? You know, like you have something like a little bit more made up than what you thought, or maybe it's just a certain way. And anyways, therapy's good. I think everybody should go to therapy if they want to, but
if they can. If not, journaling.
This bitch, journaling.
Honestly, I don't even journal anymore. I got really sad about it because one time I got married, and it was a very short marriage. I did the whole, Midwest tells you to.
That's what I'm saying. I was not going to like out you like that, but I was
no, it was 100% that. It was 100% that. I was on the path. I had to follow the path.
Absolutely, dude. It's paved for you out here. Like it's just how it is.
So I got married one time, and it didn't end well. Obviously, I mean, it wasn't even that bad. It was just kind of like, okay, well, we've been separated now.
And you're young. First off, you're
young.
I
was fucking 21 when we were separated. I was 19 when we were engaged. Married at 20.
I literally had a best friend that was exactly like that situation.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So at the point of me getting separated, like it was a little messy because he was also in the military. Another like ha 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 moment. So he was gone the whole time, and so I was just staying in the apartment while we were separated because I was like, why not? Like you're not here. Like let me just live here. I'm paying for it anyway, And then, so when he came back, the military kicked me out. First of all, I was a danger to Ben, is what they said. Sorry, I dropped his name. Fuck you, bitch. Because
you were a danger. You got kicked.
The military kicked me out against this army.
We need to have a night where we just like talk about this because I'm actually very curious about this part in your life. And you've talked about things, but I don't think like you touched on it. And you said you have dropped some things to me that I'm like, I need to know.
So the focus of this one though was that I like by the time that he came home, I was already in my next dating relationship. So I was like, okay, I need help going and getting my stuff. Like, can you and the boys come and help me? Yeah. So we went down to the apartment, grabbed all my stuff, didn't have enough space for some of the things. So I was like, I'll come back next week. I live kind of far. I'll come back next week and grab the rest of the stuff. He didn't get the chance because he told me that he burned the box of journals in the closet. I don't know if he actually burned it. I feel like that's a lot of work and he probably just threw them away.
Right.
But it was my whole life's worth of journals up to that point. Every individual blue spiral I had from a kid on, all the adult journals I started getting, adult. I wasn't even an adult by the time when I got married, but I had all of my year journals. Did
you even journal like even until like you're 19? And are you serious?
From the moment he took away my journals from me, I was journaling, and then I never journaled again.
Really?
Yeah, I was broken.
You never ever like read those journals and like just were like cringe.
Oh no, 100%. I loved them. I loved it, but I can't be that way. Plus, it was like a little bit of a therapeutic thing because I got to like deal with.
And maybe that's what it was. Shit. For you. Like it's
deal with the shit that I dealt with, but like it was like just completely broke my heart. I didn't have any feelings on the relationship separation, but my journals, bro. The best part, though,
yeah, like straight up, like that's like super
it's
personal.
fucked up.
That's so.
It's fucked up my whole
and like
life.
you can't ever take that back. You can't take those memories back. You can't like grab.
Can't remember
that
anything
piece
anymore.
of like your past,
Yeah.
right?
I wrote it down
You just
because
have memories of it now.
But the other part of it, the funny part of that whole day was like, all the people that were helping me get my stuff out of there were like 4 or 5 years older than me, right? So they're laughing in general at our little, you know, like our little spats at each other while unpacking, our little side, you know, spats at each other. And then at one point I go over to take my Harry Potter books. I go over to take my Harry Potter books and he's like, those are mine. And I'm like, no, these are mine. And we're fighting over these Harry Potter books. Okay, everything else in the house we weren't even fighting about. The Harry Potter books is what we're fighting about.
And of course it's like Harry Potter
And I pull out I pull out this book and I open it up and it's a note from the person that gave it to me. I'm like, this is your Harry Potter book? And I grab them all. I'm so excited that I kept them and put them in the box. And my friends that were there helping me were like, this is why 12-year-olds don't get married, bro. Like, what the fuck?
That's right. Oh my god. And like, yo, if it works out for you, great. But like, for the most part, it doesn't.
That's why my awesome cover-up, it used to be...
Shut up. What did it used to be?
It used to be... Because he told me...
I think I did know this.
He told me he couldn't wear a wedding ring in the military. I believed it. And so it said...
Shut the fuck up! Bitch, why are we so stupid?
So mine was an infinity symbol on my wrist that... You know, because 2013 hit really hard, we were saying.
Yeah.
The 2013s were tattoos were like literally the worst. And it said it was an infinity symbol that went into Mrs. and his went into like Mr., right? So embarrassing. But I luckily was able to turn the Mrs. into a tight ass Batman symbol. So now it's Batman Forever. And it's great and funny. I love that. I love Batman Forever. Anyway, it's like the best one. It's definitely better than the Christian Bale Batmans, but I'll fight someone on that later.
I thought you loved Christian Bale.
I love Christian Bale. He just ruined Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that way about him?
Yeah. Do you want a beer?
Yeah, I will like a beer. I will like a beer.
I will like one.
I will like one if you bring it to me.
Alright.
Oh my god, dude, that was funny. That was just like a great story time. I actually do want to know that part of your life a little bit more in depth when we have the time.
Honestly,
when it just comes up.
I just kicked it with military dudes too much at that point in my life.
Just in general, I felt like I kicked it with a lot of dudes in my life. I was super tomboy.
Military dudes?
No, just in dudes in general.
Yeah.
Not military dudes.
Same. That was the only military dudes phase I had, but it was...
warranted.
One.
Yeah, exactly. You were around them.
They
so
like came and brought me candy and stuff when he was deployed. It was nice, like candy and liquor. I was super big into whiskey sours back then. So they would come and give. Thank you. They came. Bartender.
Also that, and also just maybe something engraved in me. I'm like, if I open my beer, I have to open somebody else's beer also.
I love when people do things for me.
I know you do.
I know you doing things for myself. I'm such a fucking princess about it too. Sometimes I'll just like.
What's so funny is like you're so tomboyish, but then like you totally are so like princess in other ways. But like also
princess, that's the key word.
I can be that way, you know. Like sometimes it takes me a long fucking time to get ready, and I just want to spend the time on it, or you know what I mean. Like it's.
I used to get called princess all the time growing up. Like, get it yourself, princess. Like, get it yourself, princess. That was always what it was. Because they'd be like, can you?
Because you're always bartering to find somebody else to do it for you, or get them to like believe.
I just feel like if I say something and someone is about it, it's just
person
it just kills
that
me.
was able to get me to run.
Dude, you fucking ran
That's
my
Quicktrip in slippers.
Dude, that's my
just to get raps.
story.
Just to get raps. Just to get fucking.
I was FaceTiming her. We were on FaceTime. I said.
And we were getting hella.
I said I'm rolling a blunt. Can I talk a little?
Yeah.
I'm rolling a blunt. I said, can you and you were like, I want to roll a blunt. And we're on FaceTime, obviously, so we can't smoke together.
No, you're
so
right.
I said, well, roll a blunt. She said, I don't have any switches.
Right up the street.
I said, well, run to the Quicktrip. And she was like, maybe. I was like, I bet you can run there. And in my head, I knew that it's a 15-minute walk because I already walked that with you when I lived there. Or when I lived in Kansas City.
Right.
So I'm like, I bet if she ran, she can do it in like 10 minutes maybe. So I was like, I bet you can run there in under 10 minutes. And she looked at me directly and just said, bitch, I can do it in 5. And then just gets up and sprints, like, out the door. I didn't even have, like...
No, I didn't have a bra on. I didn't even have a fucking bra on. I'm wearing, like, a slippers. Loose, baggy t-shirt. I'm wearing, like, just shorty shorts and slippers are the thing.
She sprints!
I ran my foot pads off, dude, and you know how I feel about my feet pain. I just kept going. And I walked into the store looking like a fucking Neanderthal. Like... I looked like the crackhead you find off the street and walking in and trying to buy only
one wrap.
The $1 that I have to my name is what these people are probably fucking thinking, or the change I scrounged together to get there. It just was a whole ass mess.
It took her like 15 minutes still. She got back.
Because I ran there. I ran there and I was fine. I'm not gonna lie, my titties hurt, and then my feet hurt, dude. Don't ever try to run in sandals, or I mean in slippers. Like, that is the moral of the story. Never gonna work out well for you.
I think I ruined you that night, because not, like, we were, like, 2 months ago or something on another video call, but with my community at that point, and we said something about how we were gonna both smoke our bong together, and I was like, I bet I can get mine faster than you, and then you were like, no, and then I immediately just left. Because I was like, if I know Sarah, she's gonna get up and start sprinting for this
There was
bong.
a reason why I didn't, and it was a specific reason.
I got back before you barely even left.
No, I know, and that's why I was so pissed off about it, because I was trying to be competitive in that moment, and then there was something that was stopping me, and I was just being I was very salty about it. It was
and everyone in my community was like, God, Butt's a little intense right now, and I was like, no, it's because she should have been too. I was like, she would have been.
I'm over here like,
she's like, oh,
I'm not even a competitive person. But she's so funny. She does this.
Bitch, I can do it in 5. Like, I've never seen you got right up to the camera.
I was so extreme.
No, and that was the moment I was like, all right, she's a competitor. I'm down. Let's wrestle.
Because I get in that way. Somebody says it, and I'm like,
you said I can't do what now?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Let me just prove you wrong real fast. And even if I don't, I'm gonna try my hardest trying to.
Yeah.
You know, or doing it, but
I know that those lanyards are just right in the camera. It's no big deal. It's just.
I didn't even realize that it was like even open that much. I was usually, what
it's
the
just
hell?
Reggie, bro. She does it on purpose.
She does. She sees it's like
she's just sitting there trying to, and she's like laying down. I was thinking about this the other day. Whenever if we ever do audio only, all these moments, they're gonna be like, what the hell is going on there? Whenever
you're gonna be hearing like, you're gonna be hearing the like of the dogs like licking and stuff. Like, by the way, this is a dog moment.
Yeah, dog moment. That's why I was pointing at my tattoo and I was like, I gotta describe these things. Like, I have to think about that now.
No,
we have to think about the visuals.
I think we did do a good job this time of like finishing our thoughts. First off, we were not finishing thoughts.
This is all
we just get too hyped up, you know. I felt like this time we're trying to take it down a notch.
I put you in the working chair on accident. You got the beer working thing. You got the door working.
I'm good at multitasking though. I'm very good at it. You just gotta like.
Yeah, I gotta have code words
or point to me, or just just something real side, and I'll get it. But no, yeah. So we talked about the food. We talked about the Kansas City food. We updated about. Oh, man,
God, Kansas City food. We talked about getting older.
That's a thing.
We hit a lot of things tonight.
I think we did hit a lot of points.
I'm glad that we did something local to talk about. That was nice seeing the show.
Yeah.
I actually am going, like, speaking of what we'll probably end up talking about next for everyone, I am actually going to see another Kadesh show probably this weekend at some Lemonade
Park. Yeah, I did hear something about that. What day are you going on that?
I literally
sometime this weekend.
Should have looked that up before this.
Okay.
All of my friends are like not the planner types.
Or just talk about it next time. We can talk about our little festivities that we during this weekend. We're kind of going to be apart, but because you're doing the local concert thing again. And then I'm going to a psychedelic party on Saturday. I don't know. I've been invited.
You asked me how to spell it, but I'm not necessarily sure what.
I was like, how do you spell this party? I couldn't spell.
What is it, like a rave? Like, what's a
I don't know.
party versus a rave?
I don't know. I
Is
have
it like
no
a house
fucking
party?
clue.
Or like at a
no
club?
Clue. I think it's like an actual party. Like somebody's like hosting it.
At a house?
I'll absolutely know when I go on Saturday and
at a
let
house?
you know. No, I think it's like a real event is what I've been told. Maybe, but maybe I could be totally wrong. It could be at somebody's house. I've just been told, from what it sounds like it's been a very like organized party, and I don't think it's like a house party. I think like somebody has invited us. It's called this psychedelic party. I think
like
there'll be tons of people on. I'm gonna be working. Yeah,
you're gonna be working?
I'll be working that day, so like I'm getting off work. We're going to like meet some of our friends out, just to like show up because it seems like they're like really wanting us to be involved in this. So we'll do it, but like I'm not trying to like be involved in the psychedelic part.
Wait until next time we're here. Sarah's gonna be like,
I
love raves.
To be announced. This could be a totally different situation than what I just talked about, but we'll know. So yeah, I'll be showing up to that, and it's something. It sounds kind of cool, I guess. You know.
I could see you in a little raver outfit.
Oh my god, I was never. You know, I kind of missed that moment in my life.
No, it was after us, I think. Oh wait, no, you're younger than me.
Yeah. I went to some like smaller festivals. I never really got too into it.
The bands.
No.
What are those called?
The
candy.
The candy, yes, the arm candy and all that kind of stuff. I really never got into that too much. I did get into. I'm super into concerts and stuff like that, or just going to see live music. I'm cool with that, but I'm not trying to get like down with like the dirt and the bugs or get really weird with strangers. Kind of weird about that, but I will.
I do like dirt and bugs, not strangers.
Don't like strangers. Don't like dirt and bugs. Actually, strangers I like more than dirt and bugs. No, fuck the bugs.
Dude, I was watching this ant destroy a fly.
Yo, I
for
was
like
actually
30
disturbed.
minutes.
I was disturbed.
It was fucking weird.
Disturbed
because
by that video. I was getting like creeped out even watching it.
Because
like,
that ant was ruthless, yeah?
It was so
Did
ruthless.
you see it rip its wings off?
Yes!
It was
and he
brutal.
just kept going after
it. Was just
you could tell the fly was like hurt.
Yeah, it was
after
sad.
That, he knew he couldn't like, there was nothing he could do. I mean, he really couldn't have done anything before that, honestly. He
No, I was way too enthralled. I'm glad that you...
I watched it and I was like...
I sent that directly to you, too. I was like, Sarah, look at this video.
You just know how...
It was like a 40-second long video of this ant mutilating a fly. And there was a big fly and a big ant. And my camera was perfect. It was great quality.
It was
it was like Animal Planet quality. It was my phone. I had it on the ground.
Bugs Live.
And I just zoomed in all the way. It was all the way zoomed in. I was that far away from it. And I honestly sat there and watched it through the camera because I took the video of it being ruthless.
I can't honestly believe that you caught the brutality of the ant, because like I kept watching, I was like, what the fuck? You kind of can see like bugs kind of like getting after, at each other, but like this mother effer actually ripped the wing off the fly.
I thought you were about to cry just now.
It's just like so cringy. I hate bugs.
You put your hand into your face. I thought you were about to cry. I love bugs. Actually, I don't know why I love them so much. I don't like when they crawl all over me.
And the worst part is in that video, you can see like the ant like biting at like the fly's eyes, and like you know how flies' eyes are. They're just like big bulgy things. They don't have eyelids, so he's just biting his eyes. I could cry right now thinking about it. I'm like, so awful. It's the worst thing ever. It's like the most rated R, rated X thing I've ever seen in my life.
More than the miracle of life. More than the miracle of life.
Straight up.
No, I was sitting there and I was watching it for the longest time. I'm probably like 15 minutes. I was watching this fly like through my camera so I can see it to its full extent. And then like Monty almost stepped on it, and then Monty like got interested and like looked at it, and I was like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here. Why am I doing this anyway?
Why am I?
I realized like from the moment I read Monty,
I loved your caption too. It was I get way too high.
Because I just smoked a
enthralled too.
I smoked a blunt and then went out there and watched this bug for 15 minutes. But honestly, I love bugs, man. I was like,
no.
I was at my brother's house.
That moment.
I was at my brother's house the day after I broke my back.
I would rather pick up a live snake, a live poisonous snake, than
me too.
Be like,
I love reptiles as well, actually.
Reptiles are cool.
Reptiles are like cooler than insects to me.
Absolutely, they're.
But I'll
cool.
pick up any of that shit.
Heesh, not bugs. That's
So I was at my brother's house the next day. After I hurt my back. Shane.
Shane always sounds like the crazy brother, and Sean sounds like the more like complacent.
Really? What if it's an SEAN?
No, it still sounds like the person that should be like
That's
home
funny.
with his wife.
That's funny. I'm gonna show you like pictures of the both of them.
You should. You totally should. I also don't know that. I should show you a picture of my siblings too. So you understand.
I've seen your sister.
Yeah.
I haven't seen your brother. So anyway, I was at my brother's house, and his wife is like super gardening and like outdoorsy kind of person. So there's plants everywhere and stuff. And I was trying to get out of the sun.
Your nomad brother.
What?
Your nomad brother?
No, my brother's wife.
Oh yes. Okay.
Gardening kind of. So there's like plants everywhere, and I was trying to get out of the sun. So I sat my chair in like the shade.
I was still thinking about your.
Yeah. This is the family brother.
Right.
And then I was by this plant, and I kept getting like these bugs crawling on me.
Yeah,
and like every time it would happen, I would look down and be like, oh, because it was like this tiny baby little bug, and it was like, oh, and a new bug I've never seen before, and like I just can't believe that I'm almost 30 years old, and all I see are just new entire bugs that I've never seen before. I didn't know ants even had wings until I moved out here this year. Like, ants have wings sometimes.
I don't need to know that in my life. Like, I don't need to know about the amount of legs that they have or the wings that they might, develop.
No, the fish ones are the ones that I don't like fish. That's my shit. I don't like fish. I don't like the way they look at you. I don't like the way they look at each other.
They're so cute.
No, they're not. Dude, they're cute. Look at them.
They're slimy. My dad used to, we would go...
Fish are not fucking cute. Have you seen their eyes?
So
have you seen their little mouths?
Have you seen a bug?
Have you seen their skin?
Seen a bug?
What if you can see through them?
Bugs cause so many diseases or things that... Have you ever seen, Monsters Inside Me?
They're just working hard, man. Bugs are just hard workers all day. Fish are lazy.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. What do they
do? They're prey to us, Of course they can't do anything. They're hiding under their little, logs because we're fucking fishing all them out, so they're like...
I hate them.
No, dude, they're so cute. Those are way cuter than bugs.
For some reason, you don't know a weird thing about me?
You didn't fish a lot when you were younger, though, did you? Did you?
They're ugly still. I noodled, bro.
Oh my fucking god, of course you did. No wonder you don't like fish. You noodle them. You went and just bare hand just went and picked up this scaly manfish and
catfish aren't that scaly. They're more like skin.
No, they're not.
I love catfish. They're like
catfish weird me out.
They're like animals. No, they're like mammals.
They have that hard palate in their mouth, so if you grab them by their mouth, they'll bite. They will literally bruise your tongue.
That's what I'm saying. They're not lazy. They're ready to fight.
Bottom feeders.
Yeah. I don't know. I like them.
And
they were like skin.
They're huge though. They are.
Yeah,
huge.
they're fucking massive. I never knew.
We jugged for catfish. We never. That's a thing. Fishing out here. If you did not have a childhood of fishing, then you actually absolutely did not live in the Midwest. At some point, you were taken fishing. Dude, my high school boyfriend was obsessed with fishing. Would do fishing techniques in his pool and stuff. It was just so bizarre. I felt like I was always surrounded by fishing.
We had the fake fishing in the pool. You have a fishing line that you can fish the fake fish that are robots in the pool.
Yeah. Oh, did you have the robot fish?
Yeah.
That was tight.
Those were
I never
so
actually
cool.
tried
Well,
those.
it wasn't me. It was my dad's neighbor.
Really?
Old lady that let us come
honestly,
swim the pool. Honestly,
really
kind of freaked me out in a while. Yeah.
You just
I forgot that those existed, but they were kind of creepy also.
They're
when you
very
were swimming at night and there was fishes in there with you.
Just tick, 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 tick. And they would just have those little mechanical tails that just they're still so cute.
They're really cute.
But I jugging for catfish or fly fishing.
What is it? Jugging.
Jugging? You actually kept jugs out there. And
put them in the jug?
Yeah, so the jugs were kind of if you would think about it as your bobber, right? And it was able to catch a more copious amount of fish instead of just noodling with your hand.
Oh.
Because they were bottom feeders, so you were able to catch them to nets. So you could just, that's just what it's called, is jugging.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one actually.
And then we would yeah, that was something my dad did all the time, especially with my with his brother-in-law, but my uncle loved doing that kind of stuff. And then we'd slaughter these fishes. We would literally tie up these catfish in between our 2 trees in our yard, and then like that's how they would like skin them and gut them, and that part was disgusting and it smelled really bad.
Yeah, I know. I was never involved in any sort of slaughter.
Fishing and stuff. We bass fish too, but this was also like we talked about lake life last time. My dad and him having his boat was like such a fun time in our childhood. Like honestly, I wasn't like super into fishing. I would still do it just because I love being on the lake so much, you know, because like, dude, you could spend, and that's the thing, you'll spend 10 hours like fishing somewhere and you'll get 1 fucking fish in the day, and that's like, or maybe you don't get any, so you spend that whole day like fishing and you didn't get 1 fish sometimes. That's just how it is. So I think that's what was like, it's unrewarding. It is an unrewarding sport. But my dad loved it, you know.
I like being on the water.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was super fun. It was fun to like be out on the water and like kind of just be chilling with your dad. He was always drinking Budweiser.
My dad wasn't much of a fish. My dad's a city cowboy.
Yeah. Dude, my dad's like the total cowboy. He's like a fabricator. He's a welder outside.
That was when my dad went to go be the country, was when he went down to his Oklahoma family to live. You
get real country real fast. Let me tell you. If you were in country, your family was. Yeah. So that's just how it went. But
we would like almost went fishing once. I think like I remember going somewhere with him with the intention to fish with this other man, but then the man just fished and my dad and I just like walked around the beach the whole time. Like,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, like he's such a city cowboy.
My dad would literally like for a whole day.
He'll kill me for saying that. This whole episode is not allowed for my dad to watch. I just
he's like, you've been exposing me this whole time. You can't. No, yeah.
I've been trying to like make a difference between stepdad and dad because
sometimes I still get confused when you say it. And I get it now. If it's a good story, it's my real dad. If it's not a good story, it's my stepdad. If you're telling a hype story, I already know it's your biological. But I realize that now. I think I realized that like actually very recently. When I was talking to you, I was like, wait.
You're like confused. Like, you have a lot of mixed feelings about this guy.
That's what I was saying. I was like, mixed feelings, and you were like, no, wrong person. I was like, makes sense.
Yeah, different one. It was just a way back and forth household for a long time, going back and forth.
See, and like I pretty much
because you were a senior year. That's wild.
Exactly.
I honestly didn't even know your parents were separated because of all the stories I've heard were them together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like they weren't very affectionate.
Oh, but you did tell me recently about them being separated. I remember you telling me about it.
Yes. I have some stories to tell you. We have so many stories to catch up on. We have just so many like.
Well, that's good.
We have so many stories.
So many more episodes of this podcast to deal with.
We totally do. And also like just to kind of get to know each other a little bit better too.
That's kind of the point of this podcast to me now. At this point, I mean, at the beginning it was like, oh, let's make something because we're funny, and then now it's like, actually, this is really nice.
This is nice because I feel like I'm getting to know you, but at the same time, I feel like we're also gonna be like people would listen to us. I could be very wrong.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll know. I think this has been haunting me actually, that part of it. But
You think so?
I think that what I learned about the internet is that there's always someone that is going to relate to you.
So, okay, when we were talking to Corin the other night, and we were talking about how, like, you just randomly just start liking somebody, right? It could be, like, a public figure. It could be somebody like a celebrity, or it could be a singer, or an actress, or whoever, maybe actor. And you just, you just develop this, like, almost, like, infatuation with them, / like love for them. So you just, everything that they say or do, like, you're just like, I creep on all of, like, the celebrities that I love to follow, like, I am totally involved in their lives. I'm trying to, I will, or like a podcast.
You pick real people that you know sometimes to be obsessed with as well.
Absolutely. I'm obsessive.
You are obsessive.
I'm so obsessive.
That was a good descriptor word for you in general.
Yeah, it was. It took us a long time to get there.
When you decided you wanted candy that one day?
I'm so obsessive.
It was just
you cannot stop me. You can't stop me.
It's just like
or if like I find out something and I have to get to the bottom of it, I absolutely will spend my whole.
I think it's a Leo thing because all my Leo friends are like that.
Yeah, no, it has to be. And I had 2 Leo parents. You can understand how I came out.
Both your parents are Leos too?
Yes, my mom.
Those are like some security questions. I'd be careful with those ones.
Yeah, maybe I'll don't maybe do that.
Your Good day.
Great thing we can edit it. But no, yeah, we're all Leos, so we grew up in a very like household. Like, I'm not kidding you, my dad.
Just intense. It's just an intensity.
So intense, and that's why I turned out the way I am. This is why I sleep with my TV blasted.
That's why all of you guys think you're so hot. I'm just kidding. I know you are, at least, and your sister's hot.
You should see my parents.
Are they hot?
They were so hot back then.
Because they worked on it. They worked on that.
My mom was a gymnast, dude, and she was also, like we talked about, handy and always doing something very active, you know, and she was...
Being fit doesn't mean you're hot, though.
No, not necessarily. And my mom wasn't one of those people who's like a fitness advocate.
But in the 90s it did, because everyone was skinny was hot.
And did Pilates or jazzercise or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But, no. My mom was never that person that just, like, went to the gym and worked out. Like, she either did something physical that made her, like, actual fit, you know, or she was, like, into a sport that, like being a gymnast.
Volleyball.
And she was really
My mom was into volleyball.
What?
It's like volleyball, but with really, like, with walls. And, like, it would just be brutal, because, like, the walls would, like, you would bounce off the wall, like, the ball off the wall.
Yeah. I've literally never heard of that.
I don't know where she played it. It might have been, like, a Florida thing. Have you ever heard of,
God, I forget.
whirly ball?
Oh, no.
I don't actually know if that's the name of it. I'm pretty sure.
That just must be, like, such a Florida thing.
Whirly ball was also Florida, but it moved to Texas,
I forget that you're, like, originally from there.
Yeah.
I'm like, no fucking way.
Only for, like, the first 10 years of my life, so it doesn't, like, I was, like, 10 years old by the time I moved out of it.
Right. It's not like it, like, really...
Yeah, it didn't affect me that much, other than, like, I love lizards.
I love lizards.
Anyway, we were like signing off like forever
we were signing off, and now we're
gonna wrap back up again. I'm so hot.
You're going to a local concert.
Doing another local show. She's gonna do a psychedelic party. We hopefully will have something
in psychedelics as far as I know. So
as far as I will. She might accidentally.
I might accidentally. Who fucking knows?
Yeah, we'll probably wrap up this time around.
Totally.
But good to know that we're a little bit of a crackhead about all of this.
Absolutely, we are. We'll be crackheads from here on out, obviously, probably putting out episodes too, so just stay tuned for that too. So. Cheers to all videos.
Yeah. Cheers. Mine's gone almost. Bye.
Are you kidding?